All right. So whenever my kid was younger, he had a really hard time saying alligator, which I guess a lot of little kids have a hard time saying. But obviously he was like, alligator. And we're like, no, alligator. We're really trying to get him to say alligator. And then he's like, all right, fine. Quackadawa. I'm like, yeah, that's not right either, but we'll go with it. Hey guys, it's Sora Soup. My name's James. We got another guy who's coming in. You might know him. He's on the show sometimes. Oh, there he is. He's here. Found him.
I went to go press the intro button, and like when I switched it back over, the camera was just on James, and I was like, shit, I didn't know what to do at that point. I got to just like ran back and forth. I was like, James, do something, say something.
We fixed it. It's fine.
We're back now, though, and we're ready to do this show. Hello, everybody. I'm Caleb. You already say your name?
And I'm James. I did, but it's fine.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was all over the place right now. I was having a problem. We're here to talk about fucking alligators today. No shit, crocodiles.
Crocodile. Crocodile.
Okay, we just spent a whole like 15 minutes going over like the difference between alligators and crocodiles. And the first thing I say when we hop on the show is we're doing a movie about alligators.
Yep.
I've never heard the word crocodile more in like one setting in my entire life.
Yeah.
And then the first thing I do, oh, guys, alligators. Come on.
This movie is basically a zoo book.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think this movie is basically like, I don't like it. But
it's filled with fun crocodile facts.
You would say anything about this movie is fun is actually like kind of pissing me off. Anyway, this movie, it's Rogue 2007. It was picked by Scotty 3 Chains on patreon.com/soup on the Pick a Movie tier. Shout out Scotty 3 Chains, but also, again, didn't I have to say fuck you, Scotty 3 Chains, last week?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure I did. And you know what, Scotty, you're a dick again. First, you attacked me with the live stream movies. He actually did message. He was like, damn, sorry for the live stream attack, but gotcha, or something like that. I don't know what he said. But I kind of feel like you got me again with this one. And me and James were discussing the timeline. And I don't know if we just ended up like, I don't know how we ended up doing every single Greg McLean movie, basically. Because the dude doesn't have many movies. There's probably another couple horror movies out there. I don't know. I haven't checked. Well, if there are, who knows? We might just fucking do them at this point. Because
yeah, Scotty, maybe throw some clarity on the timeline of events here. Did you pick this because of Wolf Creek, or was this just a magical accident?
That's what I'm so like. I don't remember if he sent in the pick like right before the Wolf Creek episode came out or right after it came out. I know it wasn't that long after, but I didn't realize immediately that that Rogue was a movie made by Greg McLean, the dude who made Wolf Creek. Sure. I didn't realize that was a thing, so I didn't like think of the timeline or put two and two together. But when I found out, then it was like, wait a second, like how did you
how are we accidentally doing all of this director's movies?
Because I didn't really know this guy existed before. Like I knew the movie Wolf Creek existed.
Yeah, but I didn't know anything else.
Yeah, I'd never seen any of his other movies, and I didn't know him at all because I haven't seen any.
No,
of his
but now I know him.
Now,
I have a clear understanding of Greg McLean's creative voice.
Very familiar with Greg McLean, I would say. Very familiar at this point. And I don't know. I'm having a weird... We actually recorded the Wolf Creek episode, which is the second pick from our other homie. Mm-hmm. And that episode's coming out after this one, but we recorded it before.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't know. This movie comes out after Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek's 2005. This is 2007. Wolf Creek 2 is 2013. And... after Wolf Creek 2, I was like, okay, maybe I don't hate this guy as much. And then I watched this and I was like, fuck you. But I'm having a problem with that because I'm like, well...
You kind of watched them out of order. I think that if you really look at this movie and Wolf Creek 2, you can see that he learned some lessons from the first Wolf Creek, but he also didn't fix everything whenever he made... Rogue, but he fixed most of the stuff by the time you got to Wolf Creek 2.
I think Rogue is worse than Wolf Creek.
Really?
Yeah. No, I would rather watch Wolf Creek again. So I don't think he fixed anything leading up to this. I mean,
both of them have John Jarrett, so.
I know. And I didn't realize that at first. Like, I was like, this guy looks a little familiar.
Can we talk about that before we move on?
Dude,
because I didn't know either.
Right? Okay.
He looks so different.
Okay, thank you.
And then for me, it was like, just every once in a while, whenever like I took my eyes off the screen and then I heard him talk. like, God, this guy sounds exactly like the motherfucker from Wolf Creek.
I thought he just sounded a little familiar. Like, I didn't even think he sounded exactly like him because he changed up his like. I mean, he has that strong Australian accent
right.
in Wolf Creek,
Yeah.
but like as Mick Taylor. But in this, I don't know. It threw me off. I didn't
No,
realize
in
till,
my head, that character is Mick Taylor. He's just
100%.
pretending.
He's just like, yeah, but I don't know. He's definitely a nerd.
He's
in this.
playing some game, or it's like before, like that's why he's evil now is because of this.
I mean, he does look a lot younger in this.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, yeah,
Like he had this experience where he was trying to like,
I could see this being a Wolf Creek prequel. Because really, what is a Wolf Creek prequel if not nothing happening for 30 minutes? Like,
yeah,
let's be
you're
so
true.
honest.
You're right on that one. You
I
got
don't
that
know.
one.
He definitely took a lot from Wolf Creek in this, and that it fucking sucks. So I don't know. James has this whole thing too, where he's been saying that he thinks Australian horror is like a subgenre.
I'm starting to.
But I think you might just be thinking that Greg McLean is a subgenre.
Well, I don't know, man. We started watching this.
Those other Australian
this
shark
Australian
movies.
thing. Well, it wasn't a shark. What was it? It was about rabid dogs.
I thought it was Sharkbait. Oh,
rabid
no,
dogs
that
is
was
what we.
after
Yeah,
Sharkbait.
after Sharkbait, it was something about rabid dogs. I didn't catch the title.
I just want to say that it's very telling that after this movie ends, it plays 5 equally as bad movies. So, like, if that says anything, I just want to say...
Lake Placid's not that bad.
Which one?
Lake Placid.
That's the one I fell asleep towards. So, because I was already like... And I didn't fall asleep when Lake Placid came on. I fell asleep at the end of Rogue, and then Lake Placid played.
Was
so
on,
it didn't
yeah.
play that the next time. But today, when I finished Rogue again, it just played like 5 shark movies, like one after another. One was called Sharkbait. One was called like
Sharkbait.
Shallow End or something. Shallow Thing, maybe? I
Dude,
don't know.
why shark movies have the worst titles?
Shallow End, I think that's what it was called. Or no, The Shallow.
The Shallow. I
Blake
think
Lively?
I remember. Yeah.
With Blake Lively.
That's right.
That's the one I paid attention to the most. I didn't like watch it, but I was like doing other things, like still working on this episode, and I was like looking up every.
That
so
was on
often.
Tubi?
Yeah.
Damn.
And every time it was on my screen, I was like, well, this just sucks. Like this is just really bad. But I kept just kept it on the background because I didn't really care.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I looked at it, it was terrible. And then, spoiler alert, if you guys are mad about me fucking spoiling a Blake Lively shark movie, at the very end, after she's gone through, I don't know, shark things, she just has a moment where, like, there's, like, a Vaseline screen, and it's, like, a dream of, like, her mom. You know, her mom obviously died, and it's just like, Blake, remember that time we were at the lake, Blake? Or something like that. It pissed me off. That was all I needed to see to hate that movie. So that's how I feel about The Shallow. If you guys wanted, I know we're not a review podcast, but let me give you a quick review on The Shallow. Shit sucks. That's all I have to say about it.
All right, that's great.
Everything that I've experienced today, adjacent to Rogue,
Yeah.
and including Rogue, have all been very bad. But anyway, thanks, Scotty. Piece of shit.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty. Also, let us know what's going on here. Do you guys just
Do you
really
like this?
Do you really like Australian horror? Like, what's going on here? What's happening?
I also want to know, like, do people care about Black Sheep? Was that also that might have also been an Australian horror movie? If I'm being
real?
Can you look that up real quick?
Okey-doke.
That might have been. I can't remember. Black Sheep, 2006. That was the other movie that Scotty wanted us to cover, if not this. And I don't know. I will say I didn't like watch it, but
New Zealand.
it was New Zealand. Okay, Aussies are fucking rolling in their grave right now. What I just said, they're like, you kidding me? That is so was Scotty trying to pit them against each other, like with those picks?
Maybe, I don't
He was
know.
like, all right, buddy, let's see who's better, the New Zealanders or the Australians.
Yeah, did we just grant a win to Australia?
Man, I didn't want to do that. I want to beat up a kangaroo. I don't want to. I don't know, man. Anyway, you know what? This movie would have been a lot better if there was a kangaroo in it.
It would have been.
It would have been a lot better.
I would venture to say if you make a movie set in Australia,
If you don't put a kangaroo in it, you're a dick.
right?
Like, I don't
That's
care if
rude.
I don't care if that's a stereotype of like, oh, you're just an American that wants a kangaroo in an Australian movie. Of course I do. How else are you going to impress us Americans? Don't put a goddamn kangaroo in it.
That's like making a movie in America and not having a fat guy.
Man, they hop on their tails, dude. What are you talking about? You guys are ridiculous. Just make a kangaroo movie already.
We want more kangaroo movies.
Not Kangaroo Jack. I already hear people that are like, well, Kangaroo Jack.
No,
Guys,
Kangaroo Jack is a scam because they tell you that it's about a kangaroo, but if you actually watch the
About
movie,
Jack.
he has very little screen time because he's CGI,
You're right.
and CGI was expensive, and they couldn't afford to put him in the whole
That
movie.
was the real kangaroo? No, you're fucking.
No,
with
you're
me.
right. It was a real.
That was James. Don't come on.
They had multiple kangaroo wranglers.
Don't ruin my childhood, man. Come on, man. That was definitely. You're telling me Jack isn't
No,
real?
it's actually funny. I forget what the actual numbers are, but if you do like the count, his like amount of screen
How
time
many kangaroos there are?
is just minutes. Like
Really?
he's barely in the movie.
How many
It's called
minutes?
Kangaroo Jack.
I felt like
I think
dude.
it's less than 30 minutes. Is he in the movie?
Well, if it's like close to the 30-minute mark, I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean roughly a third, right?
Yeah, I mean that's not terrible. I mean it should be more, but I mean like that's not bad. And I've watched a lot of movies where they call it something, and then the something is in the movie for like maybe a minute or two.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it's 30 minutes, I don't know. Maybe that's just me like coping, but I want to give that a pass.
I think that's a very modern take.
Yeah.
I think that when did that movie come out? 2003.
It had to be like what,
Three-ish?
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. I think that
maybe even one.
I think that you'd have a very different outlook if you were viewing it through that lens.
Possibly.
Nowadays you'd be like, oh yeah, people do that all the time. But back then it was like, what the fuck? You called this Kangaroo Jack and there's no fucking kangaroo in it?
What else? What other movies have things in them? Let's make a list.
Movies that have things in them. Okay, let's see.
All right, so
I can't think of any.
shit. Well,
Jaws?
Freaky Friday
Jaws has
wasn't that
Jaws.
Freaky.
Freaky Friday is not freaky at all.
It wasn't that freaky.
No.
So, No Country for Old Men had old men in it.
And country.
And country. So, we want to put into that perspective. People were like, I came on to this to listen to a movie podcast. These guys are the biggest idiot. They just said, let's make a list about things.
Movies that contain things.
And then struggled for like a solid minute or two to think of one movie that has a thing in it.
No, man, that's the joke.
Wait.
All movies have things.
Come on, man! Don't break it for me. Anyway, I also want to give you a thank you. I also want to give a thank you to what is this name? Victoria Martushev. Are you? That's just thank you. It's Australian, right?
Yeah.
Martushev.
Maltushev.
There you go. I needed that. And Evelyn for their generous donations. They're like, I'm actually unsubscribing after that. After you just treated my name like that. You know, people are like really like they care about their names a lot.
Yeah, people do get upset about that.
I don't. My last name is like long and complicated, and people like every time someone gets it wrong, they're like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry." And I'm just like, "Really? I would have never corrected you."
People get my last name wrong, and it's not long or complicated.
That's stupid if they get yours wrong. You have the whitest, just like plain last name in the world. Like
I literally have to spell it out for people.
your last name should basically like it should be John, with how simple it is.
It is.
Anyway, I'm Caleb. That's James Hudson.
No, I'm James John.
That people, James John Jingleheimer Schmidt.
My name is James John.
I wish your name was Jingleheimer.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this is a stupid conversation. Guys, Rogue, 2007. Rogue. Yeah, so
we're gonna talk about Kite.
We're gonna talk about fucking John Jarrett as Romper Stomper or whatever the fuck he is. What's his name again?
I didn't call him Romper Stomper. I know that much.
Is it Simon?
Yeah,
Simon?
yeah. Wait, no, is Simon the photographer?
Dude, I feel like his name's Simon or like
Let me look at the cast list.
or like Jolly. Maybe his name's Rancher.
Yeah, no, Simon was the photographer.
Well, dude,
John Jarrett is Russell.
Oh, Russell. Okay, dude, wait. That's why I was thinking of Romper Stomper. Oh my god! I thought that just randomly came to my head and like it was just a thought. Just
Russell,
fucking,
Romper Stomper. Yeah, it all makes sense.
Holy shit! That's why I called him Romper Stomper this
Ding,
whole
ding,
time.
ding, ding, ding.
His name's Russell. Oh, shout out Russell Crowe. I just found today that the 3 copies of Unhinged that I sent to Ash today got delayed. So.
Oh, bummer.
And that was also after already being delayed from her birthday date, so she'll get him eventually.
Is that a thing that you just do now? Is just repeatedly buy people the same movie?
That actually happened like by accident for like both of you. Like that's not related whatsoever. It's only you two.
It sounds like it's becoming your new thing.
That's just you.
That's the way that you actually show your love.
Yeah, but that's just you and Ash. You get B movies, And Ash gets copies of Unhinged. I think she's sick of it. I'm pretty sure she's been throwing them away at this point, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I know you're making a shrine. I think she's just pissed and, like, tired of me sending
Why is this here?
copies of Unhinged.
It's not funny anymore, Caleb.
I mean, I've definitely...
It wasn't funny the first time.
I've definitely sent her, like, 13 copies at this point, so... And I'm not going to stop. How many she has left is up to her, but I'm not going to stop sending them. Anyway. If any Boston Goodwills just get like 13 copies of Unhinged, you know why. Anyway, yeah, so John Jarrett's back. Romper Stomper's here. Fucking Rhoda Mitchell is in this, which, okay, I knew that, like, she's in other things, but I thought she was just in Silent Hill, and then when I saw her in this... Because she looks so different in Silent Hill.
Oh, yeah.
That, like, I just know her as Rhoda Mitchell from Silent Hill.
Sure.
And then I've seen her in many other movies. And then when I watched this, I was like, oh, okay, so, fuck, what's her name again? And then I saw it, I was like, wait, you are Rhoda Mitchell, Silent Hill? Like, when I saw the name, I was like, oh, wait, Silent Hill. But I was like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
That's a different person.
Yeah, to me, I don't remember her as Rhoda Mitchell. I remember her as the chick from Mozart and the Whale.
What is that?
That's the movie that I watched. It's probably the first thing I ever saw that she was in. And like, I'm like, oh, yep, that's just Mozart and the Whale chick.
I saw her in Silent Hill, and since then, she's been Silent Hill to me.
Yeah,
like
I get
the
it.
face of Silent Hill. And, like, I don't know. I feel like, is it the sequel that she looks a little more like that? Because she does look like this. Not like she looks that different.
Yeah, she looks more like this in the sequel for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
It's not because the original Silent Hill, she's a little different, right?
She's
the
just a little
second one is the one
younger,
where she has the kid and she needs to go like find her kid in the This threw me off, but okay, we've discussed Rhoda Mitchell before, and honestly, it's very possible on that episode that I did look it up, and maybe I had this realization. I'm just having it again right now. So people listening that remember the show more than I do might be like, you've talked about this before. The last time she was on Horror Soup was for that movie, The Darkness. She was Kevin Bacon's wife. That movie where that girl fucking
puke in the
jars.
jars. That movie, yeah,
that movie that I can't believe exists.
She's in that too.
She's in that. She's his wife. She's Kevin Bacon's wife in that movie. I don't remember if I realized like who she is. Time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did. It's possible that I did. I don't know. Go back, listen to the episode. Maybe you already listened to the episode and you remember. I have no clue, but I feel like I was very confused today because I was like, man, who is she again?
You know what? She does okay in this.
She's fine.
She's not the problem with this.
Not at all. I would actually say that she's probably like the light of the movie.
Yeah.
She's the better part of the movie for sure.
She's solid.
I mean, and also that's how I feel about Silent Hill. So maybe I'm biased because of that. Because like really, Silent Hill
definitely
has never been a great movie. But I've said it many times. I fucking love Silent Hill.
I like the first one a lot.
And like, yeah, I feel like no one else in the world does. But I really love Silent Hill.
I think a lot of people love it even though they know that they're not supposed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and that's how
I am. Like, I know that I'm not supposed to love it, but there's still a nostalgia to it. Like,
I grew up watching them and like you know, like in the games and shit like that. So like I love Silent Hill.
Yeah. I still want to see a remake.
Yeah, I've been saying that forever, dude. Well, I think we've had this conversation many times.
That's the one horror franchise I want them to bring back.
But anyway, aside from The Darkness and Silent Hill, she's also in When a Stranger Calls, the Crazy remake, and her, well, actually, pretty much just that.
She's in the Crazies remake?
She's in the Crazies remake.
Son
she's
of
one
a
of the main
bitch.
characters in that, which is
I've seen that quite a bit, too.
Another thing that I forgot. And when I remember back to it, I'm like, oh, yeah, that is you.
I think that she maybe just has, like, a problem where, like, she just kind of blends in a little bit.
Kind of.
You know? Because everything that she's in is like, oh shit, she's in that. That's good. Oh, she's in that. That's pretty good.
Yeah. This wasn't. So.
But she's the best part of it.
Riddle me that, buddy.
Her and the crocodile are the best part.
So again, this was written and directed by Greg McLean. The budget looks to be around $23 to $25 million US.
Ooh.
And it's about 28 million in Australian pesos. You want to guess the box office?
14 million.
They fucking wished. Just imagine, like, you know, you directed Wolf Creek.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm doing this crocodile movie now.
I don't know. I just thought crocodiles, maybe.
You think people are really going to go and see it that much?
I feel like that people did that with that other crocodile movie that came out recently.
What, Crocodile Dundee?
No, what was that? Or I guess maybe it was an alligator movie.
Dude, nothing has done that since Crocodile. Are you talking about the one that the Sam Raimi one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
people went crazy for that one.
What was it called again?
I can't remember.
Wasn't it like it was like one word thing, like
it was
Prey
really basic. Yeah, maybe I think it was Prey. I think that's right. That sounds right.
No, I think that's the alien thing, wasn't it?
Oh, that was a video game.
No, maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I just can't imagine anyone being like super thrilled. Crawl. There you go. Okay, yep. It was a one word thing. There we go. We got there. I just can't imagine like thinking that this was going to go somewhere. I can't imagine putting 25 million into this, like, or 23, anything near that.
I can't either. I mean, I guess it's all the CGI crocodile, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, there's no other budget to this. They had a shitty ass boat on a fucking lake.
I don't know what else this money could have gone to. Legitimately, when I saw that, it threw me off harder than I've ever been thrown off. You spent 25 million on this.
I guess it's all that CGI, man. That shit's expensive.
There's no way. I mean, they're in one location, pretty much one location for the first hour of the movie.
Half of it's in darkness.
Yeah, and then the rest of it is like in like a cave that's probably just like a fucking set.
Yeah,
you know, that they made. I can't imagine like set wise. They probably paid for some permits, to like show that lake and stuff.
Obviously, yeah, sure.
And then built that set. I can't imagine that going over $1 million if I'm being completely honest. Like alone. Like I'm so serious. Yeah. I just can't like 2 max, and that's like saying something because I don't think it was like
25. There's not really any stars in it. Like,
I see a permit, 1 set design. You gotta pay for some lights, some cameras, some actors, action.
It's that damn crocodile.
I can't see this movie being like over like just. I don't know. I feel like even 5 million is like pushing it overall, but then you add the CGI into it. So I feel like they had to have been like $20 million in CGI for this crocodile.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me because I'm not following that. So this is rated R. And the box office was 4.6 million. Lost an easy 20 mil off of this.
Ouch.
$20 million.
Alligator.
I don't see that ever coming back. And honestly, good. This is probably why he didn't get to make another movie for like 6 years.
Why it took a while, yeah.
Well, I think he might have made other stuff in between. I can't remember. Let me double check.
Good old Emu Creek.
Because what the fuck, dude? Who thought it was a good idea to put $25 million in this? I know I'm just like repeating myself at this point, but okay. In between Rogue, yeah, he didn't make a movie in between this and Wolf Creek 2. This was the reason. Oh my fucking God. Greg McLean did The Darkness. Wait, no, we did talk about this before. I think we talked about this on the Wolf Creek episode. That's why I was pissed about this guy when we went into Wolf Creek, James. Because I found out he was the fucking puking jar dude.
Wait.
God damn it. No, so he did that. No, so I do hate this guy. So I can because The Darkness came out after Wolf Creek 2, James, and I did The Darkness. That was the first thing we ever did on this. So actually, I started out watching one of his newest horror movies.
That is Greg McLean.
Literally his newest horror movie. He did the Belko Experiment the same year. Haven't seen that.
He did the Belko Experiment?
Yes.
I've seen that.
That was written by James Gunn?
Yeah, that's why I watched it.
Wow. Yeah, no, I didn't see that one, so I guess that's really... It looks like at this point... Wait, James, I thought we were going to like go through and like finish his fucking
We watched them all?
I mean, I pretty much did. I mean,
except for the series, the Wolf Creek series?
Yeah.
I'm not watching that.
He has the Belko Experiment and then a movie called Jungle.
Oh, yeah, I did see Jungle.
Oh, you've seen that too?
I haven't seen the movie. I saw that he directed it.
Is that horror? No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Oh, yeah. It has Daniel Radcliffe in it?
Yes.
What the fuck?
That's what I was looking at, and he looks absurd.
He does look wild.
Like, he looks... No, dude, James, look at this picture, this trailer picture. That's the
dude,
picture.
Jungle, 2017. Okay, I guess I got another McLean to watch.
So the only... Greg McLean horror movie I have not seen is the Belko Experiment. Wait, is that a horror movie?
It's a horror movie.
It is, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like Hunger Games if it was in an office building.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Well, I can already say that I hate this guy.
I didn't think that movie was that bad, but James Gunn wrote it, and James Gunn's a pretty damn good writer.
Wolf Creek 2, Rogue, The Darkness.
The Darkness.
Belko
the puking
Experiment.
in jars and hiding it under your bed movie.
That's 5 horror movies that he has. This is now the 4th one discussed on the show. I guess 3rd at the time of this releasing, but we already did the Wolf Creek 2 episode releasing in like a week or two. So 4 out of 5 of his horror movies have been discussed on the show. I like one of them. There's only one left to watch. We're already over that cap. I hate Greg McLean. I hate him.
Nothing saves him at this point.
No, I hate this guy.
Belko Experiment could be your favorite movie, and you still hate this guy.
Dude, you fucking kidding me? He made The Darkness. He made the Puke Jar movie, and he made 2 incredibly boring pieces of shit. And then Wolf Creek 2, which is
he made 2 nature documentaries presented as horror movies.
Why isn't this on? Why doesn't he just make movies for the fucking Animal Channel?
That's what he should do.
I'm sick of it,
He
dude.
clearly wants to make nature documentaries. I don't know why he's making horror movies.
Every single one of his movies is just, let's show fucking B-roll of Australian
landscapes and cows.
And the movie opens with just animals fighting. Animals that, by the way, are not a crocodile. Nothing to do with the movie. Absolutely zero to do with the movie. You remember that, right?
I remember.
What was fighting again? Like a fucking boar and an antelope or something? I don't even know. Some dumb shit. It was like there wasn't even a kangaroo fighting. It was like a bullfight.
Well, eventually the bull gets attacked by a crocodile.
Give a shit? What are we talking about? Oh, 2 big animal fight. Bigger animal come. Yeah, go to the Animal Channel. I'm watching a goddamn horror movie. What are we talking about
It
here?
is a nature documentary.
What are we talking about? This is so bad, dude. And I'm just like, I was honestly really just too comfortable with how bad this movie was, like, and just wasn't. I wasn't even annoyed watching it. I was just like,
I really wasn't annoyed either.
I think because I prepared you too. I told you like right before you saw it. I was like, just so you know, because me and James got wings yesterday. Yeah. And I was like, hey, so let's do Rogue tomorrow. Was that yesterday we got wings?
That was...
No, that was like a day before. No, that was like 3 days ago. 2-3 days ago or something.
Yeah, no, yesterday was a big day. That was Friday.
Yeah. So we got wings a few days ago, and I was like, hey, we're going to be doing Rogue soon. So just to warn you, this movie's really, really, really bad. I haven't finished it yet, but the first 30 minutes is identical to Wolf Creek in that absolutely nothing happens whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, this guy just loves beautiful shots of the Australian countryside.
Yeah. And I guess. I mean, this one isn't that as much, though. It's like, it's just people talking. Like, we'll go into it in a second. But anyway, yeah, Greg McLean sucks, is what I have to say about this. So, Rogue currently holds 2 high of ratings everywhere, 3.0 out of 5 on Letterboxd, 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb, and 89% by the critics, with a 54% by the audience on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's just go ahead and take 5 minutes to talk about that 89%. 89%?
89% from critics.
This is a near perfect movie critically, albeit by Rotten Tomatoes, but critically you were telling me.
So what? Are there only 4 critical ratings? Like, how is it 89%?
I feel like there was probably more than 4.
That's insane.
To be fair, I didn't check, but 89.
Is that the opinion of one person?
Are you telling me that this is like fucking Scarface?
Did one person give it 100 and another person give it like a 50 and we ended up there? Well, I guess that wouldn't add up. I'm terrible at math. But you know what I'm saying. Like,
I really hope.
Has someone given it an absurdly high score and it's like throwing the curve off?
I don't know.
What's going on?
I don't know, but 89% is crazy, even though Rotten Tomatoes should just be ignored at all times.
Right. It's still interesting, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an 89% movie. I'll tell you that much.
No, I mean, 89% of me wants to not live after watching this movie. So, I mean...
89% of me wants to never watch it again, for sure.
89%... Well, actually, 100% of me wants to never watch it again.
I don't know. There might be that, like...
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So you kind of like this.
I didn't hate it.
I mean, because you have been real silent while I've been, like, ragging on this thing so
I didn't hate it. But, I don't know. I guess, I think... I mean, I'm not giving it a ton of stars. It wasn't great, But I guess for whatever reason, like you said, like it wasn't good, but I wasn't mad at it either. And I think I realized while I was watching it that I might just give creature features a little bit of extra room.
Just gonna say that I feel like you're just like not that mad because you like.
I just kind of do, and like it's and there's something about like the suspense of a creature feature that's a little bit different because like you really never know what's gonna happen. Whereas like most of the time in like a slasher, like humans can only do certain things. You know what I mean? It's like a slasher villain usually only gets away with so much, but like I really didn't know what this crocodile was gonna do, even though it wasn't a real crocodile. Like as I was like,
wait, you didn't know what it was gonna do?
I didn't know what it was gonna do.
I guessed
like
every
when
move that crocodile.
Oh
made.
shit, man! I was along for the. I was just like, I was again. I'll spoil it. I'm only giving it 2 stars, but they're not. It's not a glowing 2 stars. This is like, I was like, oh, I was kind of entertained because there's a crocodile.
I will say that like when we discussed this, I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, it has a crocodile, so maybe it'll be a little more fun, you know? I mean, I guess Greg McLean might do better with crocodile stuff.
You know, nothing comes close to the Kangaroo Truck Massacre in Wolf Creek 2. If he would have let himself get that silly.
Career.
Oh, absolutely. If he would let him himself get that silly in this movie, it would be much better.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, now that I know that he can, like, mess around and, like, destroy kangaroos, I'm just wondering what the fuck this guy's doing with his career.
Bro, yeah, that kangaroo scene is like Sam Raimi level shit.
Like, that was literally one of the most hilarious scenes I've probably seen in, like, a movie.
You even preempted me. You didn't say what happened. You said at the 45-minute mark, you will cry laughing. And I was like, you're being, you know, fucking dramatic. There's no way I'm going to cry laughing. I literally cried laughing.
Dude, like, I'm not kidding when I say, like, I sometimes just say I'm cry laughing, like, you know, for the fuck of it, but, like, legitimately, like, there were tears rolling down my face when I watched that. That was the last
time that I cry laughed in a really long time. How like it felt good.
So fucking funny.
I might need to put that scene on again when I go home, like because it's been a crazy couple days.
Yeah, I kind of want to just like get a TV and put it in my house and just like have that scene like playing on repeat at all times. So whenever I need like a pick me up, like
oh yeah, remember that?
I'll have a smoke at the end of the night and I'll just like walk up to my kangaroo blasting TV and I'll just like really enjoy the fact that these kangaroos are getting annihilated.
No, we need someone to do a ROM hack of your big butt game that lets us shoot kangaroos.
Shit! Flying kangaroo! Like, shout out Greg McLean for that one thing you've ever done in your career.
The most amazing thing, and you only did it once. One of the coolest
things I've ever seen.
It was, it's fantastic.
You could have done more. We started talking about Black Sheep for a quick second and fell off of
Black Sheep.
That shit sucked.
I didn't start it at all.
I just didn't like just the way it was shot and just the way it looked. It felt like I was watching 28 Days Later without the good. You know what I mean? Like some of those early 2000 movies, sometimes just when I look at them for the first time, you know, like I just get a gander at it and I don't want to give it a chance. And I will say that is kind of what I did with Black Sheep. I don't know. Maybe there's some stuff that I missed in it and whatnot, but I don't know, guys. I'm going to also say that every joke that I heard in that movie was incredibly unfunny, incredibly boring. And Koch was like, Black Sheep's a classic. So that kind of made me like double down on it that it probably really, really, really sucks.
No, man. Koch is a tastemaker.
Koch is, I mean, there's something to do with his taste.
Trendsetter.
Let's go ahead and talk about what it tastes like. First off, dirt. Koch's taste is like licking dirt. That's what I'd compare it to.
So it's got an earthy undertone.
I would say it has a dirt taste. To put it bluntly. Anyway, so we're going to get into this actual discussion in a second. Before I do, though, I'm posting the poll for this month has been like a little off. We haven't been like very good at advertising it at all, and we need to like talk about them on the episodes more.
Yeah.
But I haven't put up the actual voting part of the polls yet. It was doll themed this month, but we didn't mention it on the show at all, so we didn't get like that many hits on it. I don't even know if there's like enough like in there to multiple it, so we might just have to like put some in there.
Add some in.
But guys, there are polls every month, so I mean, this is me saying it. I'm gonna try to get better about like just announcing it throughout the show. But there are polls being posted every single month. So if you don't hear us talking about it on the show, just go and check out the Patreon like at the very beginning, like toward the middle of every month. Like if you want to be there to like tell us which movies you want to be discussed, or if you want to just be there for the voting process. The The telling us which movies is in the beginning of the month. Voting process is like toward the middle of the month, maybe like first week of the month, somewhere around that time. So they're always there. Feel free to check them out. This month is Dolls, but like I said, that's going to end right now. I got to put up like the voting ASAP. I don't know which movies are up there right now. I think Dolls is up there.
Dolls.
Probably like a Puppet Master or something. I'm pissed that anyone would mention a full moon movie to us. I know like with Dolls, it's kind of hard not to say Puppet Master, but you guys should know how we feel about that right now.
I like Puppet Master though.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm sure it's going to go up there. Anyway, you can vote on those right now. I'm going to post that up like pretty much right when I post up this episode. So go and vote on that. Dolls next month. I don't remember if I made a theme for next month or not yet, actually. But polls is what I'm saying. Just go check out the polls. And live show is going to be on Thursday, June 22nd. That's like 4 days from this episode's release. That's the Rectuma live show that we've been talking about for a little bit.
Rectuma.
If you want to get your email notifications and early sign up and all that stuff so you don't forget, go to patreon.com/horrorsoup and then find the post about the live show. We'll make another one soon just so it's like at the top of the feed. And go ahead and just go onto the Crowdcast thing, and that's where we watch the live show. And it'll let you put yourself down as an attendee. Little VIP, a little
join a club
registration, a little
the password's clam chowder.
It's not. So pop in. Pop in. That's over there, patreon.com/horrorsoup. And yeah, go watch the video version of this on Spotify. And with that, I guess let's get into the episode.
Let's do it. Talking about hang on a minute.
Yes.
I know we just said let's get into the episode.
No, that's okay.
Why the fuck is this called Rogue?
Because the crocodile went rogue, I guess.
Didn't it just do what crocodiles do?
Well, they said they usually leave people alone, I guess.
Oh.
So I guess
he's a rogue crocodile.
I don't know, because apparently they've been doing these boat tours forever, and they're always like, the crocodile doesn't jump out, and then this time it jumped out, so it's rogue.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, really, it's...
Oh, yeah, I guess they make a point. They're like, they don't attack anything bigger than them, and then this one specifically did, so...
Well...
He's a wild card!
Well, to be fair, too, though, this one didn't go rogue, because if they said they don't attack anything bigger than them, this crocodile is 9 times the size of any of them.
The boat, though.
Oh, the boat?
Yeah.
I think
it attacked the boat.
It was bigger than the boat, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it might have been.
That was a pretty big croc.
Yeah. He's a big boy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We begin this...
There's even a prehistoric painting of him.
Yeah, that's true. Who painted that? Actually, let's talk about that right now, because I didn't write anything down about that, and we're never going to get back to that. I'll forget about it if we don't talk about it right now. Who the fuck painted that giant crocodile? If they knew about it, why?
Aboriginal people, man. It's Australia.
Why aren't there like tall tales about it or something? Like, I guess they have
You'd
like
think,
that one
yeah,
kid like in the bar who got killed by the crocodile or whatever. But like, I don't think they were even talking about that specific crocodile. It was just a crocodile. Well, yeah, because they killed the crocodile to retrieve the body, right? So I mean, that wasn't that crocodile. Yeah, you're right. I don't fucking know. There's crocodile
cave paintings, dude.
The cavemen. Well, they said they were around since dinosaurs, so I guess those are the cavemen that...
Yeah, man, that's why I kind of like the movies, because he's basically a dinosaur.
So the cavemen...
This is just Australian Jurassic Park.
The cavemen died from that meteor, right?
Yeah. Meteora.
What, you named her?
That's the name of it.
Oh, wait, for real?
No, I'm just making shit up.
Oh, I was like, I didn't know that the meteor that killed the dinosaurs actually had a name.
Cypress A.
Cypress Hill made the dinosaurs?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Are you serious?
They killed the dinosaurs, actually.
I thought they just, like, smoked weed. What did Cypress Hill ever do? Except for smoked weed. God, never mind. Let's begin this Emu Creek.
Emu.
So this Emu Creek Productions film begins with a couple of Australian animals absolutely destroying each other. What makes an animal Australian, you may ask?
It's a marsupial.
No, you silly man. They're in Australia.
Oh, shit.
Don't be stupid.
It's not a marsupial?
Dude, fuck a marsupial. That's such a stupid name.
No, that's kind of a great word.
It kind of is. It's fun.
It's got to be somebody already has that as a band name, right?
Oh, of course.
It's a great band name. Marsupial.
Yeah. What are we if not marsupial? Come on. Anyway, after the bloodshed with Australian Animal, we see a man with a cigarette that kind of looks like a cigarette entering an old bar. And what happens next is the most uninteresting opening 30 minutes since Wolf Creek 2005. Really, like, I don't have much to say about the first 30 minutes at all. At fucking all. There's a whole 45 seconds of dude on the phone saying, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?"
It's the old Verizon commercial, man.
Yeah, I know it is. Why the fuck am I watching it? What are we talking about? This is a movie.
And then there's this old guy saying, "Oh, it's hot, isn't it?"
Did he say "isn't it"?
No, I don't think so.
I was going to say that's racist. So this leads to the owner of the bar, the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
He sticks a dead fly in the coffee because the dude's like, "Service sucks." And I feel like he did that because he said the service sucks. I don't know if he's like, "Oh, you're talking shit on Australia's service."
Yeah, the
like,
Northern Territories service.
It's nothing to do with you, dumbass.
Like, it's not your fault you have shitty service.
It's not the bar's service. I mean, like, I guess kind
oh,
of like
maybe that's what he thought he meant. Maybe he just heard him say, "Yeah, the service sucks," and he thought he meant the bar.
Well, I know that. Oh, the bar service, not
the
the bar
bartender
cell service.
Right. Maybe the bartender's like, "Oh, maybe he's talking about me." He took it personally.
Oh, you know what? I'll give it a point then.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was talking about the cell service, and I thought like he knew that, but he was just like, "Oh, what? You're talking shit on my cell service?"
I know. I thought that at first too.
That was a stupid thought of me.
Yeah, I thought that at first too.
You're right. He's
but
definitely
he
an
thought
older
that the
dude
guy was talking about the bar, not the cell towers.
All right, 5-star movie.
Tough guy logic.
I take everything back. Big tough guy energy. You know what? You duped me on one small, tiny thing. Best movie I've ever seen. Son of a bitch. So yeah, James, good catch, because someone was going to be like, "You dumbasses," and then I would have been like, "Damn, you're right, we are dumbasses." Anyway, so this movie is about crocodiles and a swamp boat ride. I had me wishing that I was like watching Hatchet toward the beginning.
Yeah, it does have Hatchet vibes.
I don't even like Hatchet that much. Like, Hatchet's fine.
It's okay.
I don't hate it, but like I don't like care about it that much. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm just gonna watch a Texas Chainsaw movie if I'm being honest.
Well, I'd watch Texas Chainsaw or Friday the 13th or like, I don't know, most other slashers before I watch Hatchet.
I don't reach
but
for
I
it.
feel like people like really like Hatchet.
Some
like,
people really, really do.
People are always like, "Dude, you ever seen Hatchet? Like, this shit's so good." And I'm like, "Yeah, it kind of sucks actually." Someone was dude, it was Little Bill. Little Bill, right before he left, he was telling me about the plot of Victor Crowley. I don't even remember it right now. Just look it up real quick. I wonder if it'll just like, if it's as weird, like described as he described it to me, because I definitely never want to watch that movie. I remember people saying like, "Oh, this is so interesting," and it just sounded like probably the dumbest plot to any movie I've ever seen in my life. I don't have anything to back it up right now because I really don't remember what it was.
I mean, his his origin is that he was born deformed because of a voodoo curse that was put on his parents.
Yeah, he told me a little bit about that, but like I think the actual like meat of the movie, there's a lot more going to that. I thought it was about like a dude slash people. He was like, "No." It's like maybe kind of, but anyway, maybe we'll do Victor Crowley one day just so I could see what's going on.
Yeah, I probably haven't seen a Hatchet since high school. So
I think I've only seen the first, to be fair.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, for a while, I think I was keeping up with them when they came out on DVD.
I saw the second, actually. I saw the first and the second.
But I don't remember anything about them.
And then Victor Crowley or something
That sounds
or
right.
3, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that.
But
Anyway. So I'm going to pretty much completely skip the next 20 minutes because it's just asinine. If I want to listen to a bunch of idiots talk about how they need to take pictures on the boat tour for their daughter, whether or not they should get a dog or some bum's aversion to cigarette smoke, I would have sooner punched myself in the teeth.
We also, I mean, we skipped past this just a little bit.
Yeah, of course I did. I'm going to do it again. What were we talking about?
Just back at the bar. The entire thing is covered in grotesque images of people mauled by crocodiles.
Well, I guess I mentioned that as a second, like the kid, the crocodile that they removed and all that, blah, blah,
but
blah.
But, like, that's all that the decor is people mauled by crocodiles.
James, I want to tell you something
people
so crazy.
sit there and, like, get a drink just surrounded by crime scene photos.
James, I want to tell you something so crazy. We are 43 minutes into this episode. And we have been talking about this the whole time.
We haven't been super off topic. You're right.
We have been on topic, like talking about this movie the whole time. How is the... Holy shit. Okay.
Let's go, Greg McLean.
That's crazy. Anyway, So, yeah. Let's move on. So at one point, a couple of Australian Brad Noels show up. It's like, what is up with fucking Greg McLean and these no talent Brads, dude?
I think that's an Aussie stereotype.
It probably is. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure it is. I mean, I've seen it.
These like bros, you know.
Did he have Oakleys?
Probably.
I love the Oakleys. That's my favorite part about a Greg McLean movie. The Oakleys. I will say that, like, if I don't think all of his movies have Oakleys. If all of his movies had Oakleys constantly, I might like him a little more. Even if his movies sucked, but every member of the cast was wearing Oakleys. I want to see that movie.
There you go. I want to see The Darkness plus Oakleys,
dude. Or if he just named his character like Oakley or something.
Oakley.
I don't know. Just to shout out Oakleys. I gotta stop saying that word now. Okay. Anyway, so they show up. They're like harassing the boat and its tour because they're like, I don't know. The main Brad has like some history with Kate. We never figure out what the history is, but it basically just it seems like he likes her and he's a dick to her because of it. It's like kindergarten rules.
Yeah.
You know,
this is like some
only the girl you think you think is cute.
Right. This is some like fucking like Dazed and Confused level shit, but they're like in their 30s. Dude,
I felt dazed and confused watching this.
Like, you're too old to be flirting with girls like this, right? Like,
anyone watching this movie is too old to give a shit about this level of flirting. Like, what are we talking about? Okay, well, but you're right.
Not to mention, like, quite literally disrupting her workday and like could impact her job. Like, they could like.
He very much knows that, though.
They could, like, give a bad review of her to her fucking boss or whatever. I guess it doesn't matter because her dad owns the company, but I'm just saying, like...
I think this guy gives a shit about reviews.
Like, if you're trying to, like, make an impression on her, maybe don't fuck up her day job.
Well, he's definitely not trying to make an impression on her. He's trying to, like, fucking bro her down. So, I mean, like, broing a girl down is much different than
I guess you're
to,
right.
like, you know...
It's a different game.
Taken home to dad or whatever. Like, he's not trying to get taken home to dad. He's trying to, like, beat up her dad like Blueface does. Like, it's a whole different situation.
And I guess we didn't even really say Kate is the captain of the boat.
She's
the tour boat.
Yeah, she's Rhoda Mitchell.
Yeah, Rhoda Mitchell. She's the captain of the tour boat.
Main character of the movie, really.
Yeah.
There's another dude named Pete who's going to be the main character, which I really don't know why.
But no one knows why.
He's a travel writer, and she also seems to, like, kind of know of him or know about him or something. I don't know if she knows him because he's a travel writer, which if that's the case... Fucking stupid. There's no way this woman...
Fucking stupid.
Like, she's never left Australia. She's said it in, like, not even just Australia, like, her town in Australia.
Yeah.
She's never left.
Never left the Northern Territory.
Boat rides and shit. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't travel. Like, there's no way she just knows about some traveling writer from America.
Yeah.
But somehow she knows him. I don't know if it's as a friend or something, too. When he also hops on the boat ride, too, she's like, hey, can I have your ticket? He's like, oh, I have it. Trust me. And then just walks on, and she's like, huh, weird.
Okay.
But, like, am I supposed to just assume it's because she knows that he's a traveling writer?
I don't think so.
And he says at one point, she's like, you're a traveling writer. Like, you should be used to, like, all this crocodile fighting. And he's like, I review hotels and food.
Yeah.
So she definitely does not know who the fuck this guy is. I don't get this at all.
Yeah.
And they definitely don't explain that. Like, if anyone tells me that they explained it in here, you're just looking too far into this movie. It's not that I missed something about this. It's that... This is stupid.
No, she just didn't care. She didn't care enough to ask him for his ticket. She's like, okay, fine. I guess I will trust you. If
definitely was that.
If there's too many people on the boat, we'll find out at the end.
The only reason I even brought up the thing about, like, maybe she, like, knew of him is because of, like, the conversations they have later and, like, how they kind of, like, interact and how she's like, oh, you're a traveling writer. Also, how does every single person on this tour...
Well, he tells her that.
He does tell her that.
And apparently they're on this boat for, like, 3 hours.
Apparently.
Before the inevitable happens.
Wait, seriously?
They're on the boat for a long time.
3 hours?
They're like...
It was like an hour or something.
No, it was going to take an hour just to get back.
I do remember that.
So they were on it for at least
might be
2.
Right, huh? I guess I just didn't do the
she
math
was
of
like, we're going to be back by like 5 or 6, and it's like midday.
Yeah. Well, the time in this also doesn't make sense. Like, they'll cut around and just like... I mean, I guess not really spoil, but whatever. They're going to get stuck on an island soon. It's going to happen in like 5 minutes.
It's not even a fucking island. It's a sandbar.
Yeah.
There's a word for that, people.
Yes. I think they called it...
fucking pissed me off.
Some kind of tide thing at some point.
Yeah.
He was like...
Because it's a tide river. Yeah.
He was like, is this Tide Island?
Tide Island.
I know about these Tide Islands.
No, but I'll tell you why there's an American guy in it. Because Greg McLean is obsessed with American, or not even just Americans, but just tourists in Australia.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It has to be about a tourist. It can't just be about local Australian people. For some reason, he has to put a tourist in there.
Is Kevin Bacon Australian? Do you think Kevin Bacon's the American tourist?
Yeah.
In the darkness?
Yeah.
Anyway, so where are we at? What pissed me off next? Okay, yeah, no, it's the boat thing. We're at the boat.
We're at the boat now.
Okay, so like they're just kind of harassing the boat. They're like the first bit of opposition to virtually like anything in the movie. But like they're not an enemy. They're not our villain really, I guess. But like they're our first any kind of antagonist at all.
Right.
Really like antagonistic event.
Friction.
Like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Because before that, they're just going around like,
it's just a dog. It's just scenic
Can
shots.
I take a picture of you and the family?
Yep.
For 30 fucking minutes, dude. I just don't get how people can like watch something like this in the editing room and go, this is great. Could you imagine editing something like this? Something that grueling. You're editing it and you're making it fucking as grueling as possible, and then you watch it after and you're like, oh, it's timed perfectly.
I can. Do you know why?
No.
Because he's making a nature documentary.
Well, unless you're doing that.
He's looking at it and he's like, yeah, I fucking love
about
this.
Under the eye
he fucking loves
under
this
the vision
shit.
Of I'm
because you know what you know what it feels like? This whole thing, this whole portion with her all the way up until these guys appear on the boat at this point has felt like some kind of educational video about Australia.
But really, they're not even like giving us like the Australian fun facts like they did in like 2013.
They're giving us tons of fun facts about crocodiles.
A little bit.
She's like, they do this. They can jump out of the water 4 feet. It's like I'm at the zoo, bro.
But they're not telling you anything about crocodiles that you haven't already heard by the time you're in 3rd grade.
But that's why it's like a zoo book.
God damn it! I don't want to be fed kindergarten information in an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
You do?
I don't.
Oh,
but that's what's happening.
Okay, you were like,
I'm not necessarily this is making it a good thing, but yes, I can imagine him doing it because he is making an educational film, and then he just randomly wants to throw in some kills.
If he did about like fun Australian facts or like I don't know,
he did. It's like, called Wolf Creek 2.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if he did Wolf Creek 2, but
this was him leading up to the quiz game in Wolf Creek 2.
Everyone watched
this was testing it out.
Everyone watched this and they were like, if you're gonna throw out Australian fun facts, make them past a 1st grade education. And then he was like, oh, let me put this fucking smart dude in here, Mr. Goody Two Shoes Smarty Pants in it. You kidding me, dude? Oh my god,
it's great, man.
Okay, so anyway. So these dudes, they're just here to annoy Kate because they like her or whatever. It's No Talent Brad and then his like other like fucking friend, like hillbilly friend who looks exactly like someone who's on the tour boat. Like later when he gets messed up, I couldn't tell if he was still alive or not because I was like, well, this other dude looks just fucking like it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm pretty positive it is, but I almost restarted the movie just to double check. And I'm honestly still not convinced if I'm being completely honest. Like, can you confirm that for me?
He looks like that guy, but the guy who's on the tour boat is definitely older.
Double boat, the boombox boat, douchebags on the boat.
Yep.
That guy died, right?
Yes.
Okay, just confirming because like I was pretty positive, but then a little later I was like, am I wrong? Like, is this that guy? Okay, anyway.
Well, one of the guys lasted a little bit longer than the other one.
I think he lasted the whole movie because the whole the whole tour group is gonna disappear, but whatever. So they cause this whole scene. Some guy makes a comment like back on the boat, like toward them, because they're all just like, "Hey, I kind of go away, leave us alone, blah blah blah. We're on a tour." This guy go like, "This is the highest point of the movie, really. This is as high as the dialogue goes, is what I'm trying to say."
Oh, okay.
The dialogue isn't gonna go.
This is the height of dialogue, definitely.
Intelligibly.
Yeah.
It's not going past this.
No.
I got the brochure, but it didn't mention assholes. And then everyone kind of like nods up and like laughs a little bit or giggles like, like,
you got him.
Good joke.
You got him.
The fuck was that? What kind of King Cobra bullshit was that? What was
got
that?
Him.
That was fun. That's a joke? I'm supposed to laugh at that.
That's a burn, bro.
I'm supposed to laugh at that boring, nothing, just blanket dialogue.
That's a burn from, what'd they call him? 4 Eyes.
Called him an asshole. It's great. It's great. I love this movie. So 23 minutes into the movie, and someone on the boat sees a flare in the distance, and they're like, holy shit, was that a flare? And he's like, I'm going to look back on my video to see if there's a flare. And they look up behind them, and then a flare goes off, and they're like, guys, I think that was a flare. And the dude that's looking at his video for the flare, he's still looking for the video. He's like, well, let me double check that I saw a flare a minute ago. You just saw another flare. I'm positive that whatever you saw a second ago, if you thought it was a flare, was a fucking flare.
So where'd the flare come from?
I don't know. They don't explain anything in this. I don't know if there was a whole nother situation going on in this movie where someone else was in distress. I mean, I guess we could just assume that they got ate by the crocodile or something like that, and they're gone now. But, like, that's how this whole thing starts.
They didn't come across the wreckage or other body or
crash
anything.
Boat, no anything. I guess someone was swimming in the middle of the fucking crocodile river.
We don't know where this flare came from.
Someone unrelated to this tour boat was just swimming in the crocodile river somewhere, and they had a flare. Something. I don't know. Who cares, really? Because, okay. I also want to take a moment to mention how many flies are just flying all over Kate's face throughout the movie, and only Kate's face, and constantly. In every scene, a fly just flies on her face, and she smacks off at some point, and I'm convinced that they just didn't want to reshoot it.
Well, she said there's two things. You can't complain about the heat, can't complain about the flies.
So is that why they let it happen?
Yep.
Why wouldn't they put flies on other people?
I don't think they placed flies on her. It just happened.
Yeah, I know, but they were only on her the entire movie. At one point, Pete gets a fly on his neck. Pete gets some, yeah. On his not on his face. She gets them directly on her face at all times.
Oh man, that sounds like her problem.
There are multiple points in this movie where the scene continues on where she is not talking and it just stays on her face, where there's no fly on it, and then a fly will fly on it. It'll just stay on her face, still no one talking, and then she just swats it off, and then she smiles, and then it'll go to the next scene. If you watch this movie, you will see it happen probably 3 different times.
I feel like this movie on mute would be really interesting.
This movie on mute would make me lose my fucking mind. Like, I would actually have to check myself into a hospital. I swear to God. Actually, it might be peaceful. You know what? It might be better.
We should try
on
it.
mute, actually, now that I really think
That's
about it.
That's the new thing. We have to watch a movie. We have to watch it with a commentary. Then we have to watch it on mute.
No, you just got to watch the director's commentaries where they fucking mute the movie. Those are my favorite director's commentary, where they fully mute the movie.
Because, yeah, then it's basically like watching it on mute.
Yeah, so whenever they stop talking, it's just dead silence.
Yep.
Those are my favorite. Shout out Amityville Thanksgiving. So anyway, 27 minutes in. Pretty sure 27 minutes in was the first time any kind of slightly dramatic music was even played. Anything. This was because a croc jumped and punched a hole in a boat, and then it caused it to start to sink, and then eventually crash on a small shore nearby. There are going to be so many problems with this. It's, like I said, little sinky island, whatever, fucking tide island, whatever you want to call it. Something pretty funny, though, does happen at exactly the 30-minute mark. When they crash, one dude realizes that they're on the, high tide island, and it will soon be filled with water. So with that information, he decides he's going to swim across to avoid the drowned island issue.
Yeah.
But the issue with that is that there are obviously going to be crocodiles in the water.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, hey, maybe don't do that. And then one dude, he's like, I'm actually going to physically stop you from doing that, because the dude starts running over, trying to go in the water. He runs over, he grabs him, and then he kind of he helps him. He gets him out. They move past this. The dude that was initially going to go in the water, and that's fucking Jarrett. That's Mick Taylor.
Right.
He decides against it, and he walks away. And the dude that went to stop him from going in the water, he's still partially standing in the water. And he just keeps standing there after he gets the other guy to get out of the water. His whole goal was to get the guy out of the water, and then he just starts hanging out in the water, just chilling.
This is where I claim you never know what's going to happen in a creature feature.
I know exactly what was going to happen. What are you talking about? Dude wasn't moving, and I was like, oh, so you're going to stand here so the croc is going to fucking attack you. And the first thing that happens, and this was ridiculous. Are we to believe, because I'm pretty sure that it was led to imply that the croc kind of jumped up out of the water, and grabbed him from under him.
They used their tails to propel themselves.
Oh, I know that. The water's above this guy's ankles, barely.
They use their tails
sideways? What, to fling themselves out of a fucking cannon?
Yeah.
At a fucking, what is that, a 90-degree angle?
Yep.
Actually, no, a 45-degree angle, actually.
Yeah.
You couldn't even do the 90 there.
They're really good at geometry.
What the fuck? Tell me that crocodile just blasted himself like a rocket. And then somehow curved and made was going to make a Q.
It was one of those.
No, that's a P.
It was one of those wanted crocodiles. You know, they can curve the bullet.
I remember that. Yeah. I always thought that was Shia LaBeouf in that movie.
Isn't it?
No. Dude, it's the Sinbad thing all over again, I swear. It's not Shia LaBeouf. I also thought Shia LaBeouf was Jumper.
Oh, I knew that. I forget.
Wait, is he Wanted?
Is Wanted Jumper?
No.
Oh.
No, Wanted is Curve the Bullet. Is Jumper is Jumper. Jumper's the one where he's like, woo.
They're not the same guy, though, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because Jumper is, isn't that Hayden Christensen?
Fuck, that is Hayden Christensen. Right? Yeah, that
Jumper's fucking Anakin.
That threw me off when I found that out. I just found that out like a year ago. Who's Wanted?
Wanted is what's his name? James McAvoy.
Okay. I thought he was Jumper. Okay, well, I'm all over the place with those, dude. Jumper?
I liked Jumper.
I like Jumper a lot. I haven't seen Jumper in a long time.
That was
I used
one.
To watch it so much.
I got that shit from Redbox probably 6 different times.
I just remember he would be like, "Oh, he'd be in a new place." That was awesome, dude. Jumper was the best, dude.
He jumped.
And he was like, oh, "I'm in a bank." And then he was like,
"I'm on a mountain."
Dude, the pyramids, I think, right?
Yeah. Pyramids.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Random room. No, Jumper was the coolest movie ever made.
We should do Jumper next.
I'll do Jumper next. Jumper's awesome. That's a horror movie. Remember when he couldn't jump anymore?
Yeah. Got the yips.
Come on. So anyway, there's the whole crocodile issue. So he eats him, and no one hears this giant crocodile do a belly flop back
just
in the
nomming.
Water. It grabs him one bite, apparently. They also make this point, too, that, the crocodiles, he get you one bite, he'll mess you up. They really never show that either.
Chomp you into pieces.
At one point, he'll rip a leg off of one and then just eat him whole.
There's that part where he's just like, and there's bones and it was on a leg stuff going everywhere.
Well, yeah. I feel like they promised things that they didn't give me in the slightest. I thought he was going to fuck up someone that was alive, they were going to be alive and he's still eating.
Oh, yeah, we never see anything like that. Yeah.
But no, it's
no, they die fast.
Yeah, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get any kind of slow burn with this crocodile.
Which probably isn't very realistic.
No,
if you got attacked and mauled by any kind of animal, not just a crocodile,
I have seen alligator
you survive a lot of that shit. It takes a long time for you to die.
I have seen those videos on Live Leak.
Yeah, I mean some people survive them,
Yeah, and they last fucking a long time. I've watched long videos of people getting attacked by crocodiles,
getting their shit fucked up
on websites I probably shouldn't be on, especially at the age I was looking.
Right.
But what are we talking about? And then they die in 2 seconds here.
Yeah,
that's stupid. I can
real slow TTK in the.
You know what?
Universe.
That's the issue with movies like this. Creature features. If you're gonna put a creature that's alive in real life, if it's not doing anything crazier than the actual animal would do in real life, then I don't give a fuck about it.
That's a really good point.
I don't care about it.
Yeah.
Why would I watch a crocodile fuck someone up really fast that I don't care about in this movie where you don't really build up these characters at all when I could watch a Live Leak video of someone getting fucked up by a crocodile.
By an actual
that
crocodile.
I don't know that's probably fucked up and maybe some people listening, they're like, you're really just going on the deep end here. But I'm standing by what I say because that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, you got to make it fun, man. You got to make it fun.
All right.
Apparently this was based off a real crocodile.
We got horror movies about lizards out there, but the lizard is giant and breaks buildings and destroys people and breathes fire.
Yeah.
Lizards don't do that.
Yeah, you got to bring you got to bring a little more heat, Rogue.
Yeah, so I don't know. This movie just really is. You missed the fucking. Anyway, he's gonna eat that guy, and then they're all gonna look over and they're like, "This is the part that pissed me off." There's 20 of them there.
Probably not quite 20,
15, 13 at the least.
I think 8.
No, because there's
They can only sat
Pete,
4 on each side, right?
There's there's John Jarrett.
Mm-hmm.
There's the couple with 3 people. There's a mom, a dad, and a kid.
Boom, boom, boom.
There's that one dude that looks like that other bum dude, the hillbilly dude. There's the dude sitting next to him. I don't
wife.
know, some other dude.
Jeez, yeah,
there's
you're
some
right.
Other dude's wife and a husband.
Yep, that couple, and then
there was the woman that was smoking the cigarettes. She's another straggler,
and the photographer was by himself too.
Yeah, dude, there's like what 12
13,
people,
something
like that at least.
12 people plus Brad. Oh, and Kate.
Yeah, and he's on there right now too.
Yeah, Brad and Kate, so 14 total.
Yeah, so there's around something around there. So I'd say I'm standing by it.
That's a lot of people.
There's around 15 people standing right here.
Yeah,
and somehow none of them noticed what happened. Not a single one of them noticed, even though they're all looking in the direction, because all the action was happening right there. A dude was trying to run across the river. Of course everyone's fucking looking there. Everyone's screaming at him, and they got him out, and he's walking up, and they're still all talking and looking at him and shit, and none of them noticed that this crocodile just fully ate this chick's husband.
No.
And then...
It's a sneaky croc.
Yeah, and then it's just kind of like sneaks away, and then they're all like, hey, where'd he go? And the wife is like, honey? I can't remember their names because again they introduced like 14 people in the span of 1 second, because when you have a tour bus we had
to introduce people really fast because you knew we had to kill a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. But when you introduce like 14 people at one time, I'm not gonna remember their names. If anyone gets on me about that, fuck you. You try to remember 14 people.
No, the beginning of this movie is like fucking Final Destination. Like, you're just setting up pawns to get knocked over. Like, these are not important people.
I would argue that. How many of these pawns get knocked over, James?
Well, you do have a point.
I bet
there are more survivors in this than there should be.
We will do the kill count early if you can tell me how many people got killed right now, because I'm sure you could probably do it with ease. You might think it sounds a little difficult, but just think about it for a second. I'll give you a hint. The number is not high. It is under 5.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Is it only 3?
No.
So it's 4.
It's 4. Yes.
Where are all the people?
Gone half the movie.
Where did they go?
We're going to talk about that in a second, because they're just going to leave, which doesn't make any sense for a trapped in a specific area type movie. And we're going to talk about it, like, exactly. You remember what happens, right? Okay, I'm just going to keep going.
Like, I remember when they split up, but, like, where did they go?
They didn't split up, James. That's the thing. Okay, so this part's over. That one dude's gone. Okay. Tail slithers away. Crocodile leaves. The tour boat crew now runs into a new issue, and Kate realizes that the boat's flares are in the middle of the water, far out of reach.
Yeah.
This part really annoyed me, because you're telling me, as a tour guide of this boat, when this boat crashed, you're telling me the first thing you didn't do was go over and grab your emergency supplies and make sure that they don't float away?
No, it doesn't make any sense, because she grabs 2 bags of emergency supplies when she's looking for the radio. So why would the flares have not, or even an extra thing of flares, not been in the same bag with the emergency radio, or the other bag that didn't have the radio in it that was full of emergency equipment? Probably space blankets and fucking camping gear and all that kind of shit.
And aside from that, your boat is sinking. There's already water going in it. You're all walking out. Your stuff is still good right now. You tell everyone on the boat, hey, grab everything on the boat. The boat's sinking.
Yeah.
But instead, they just stand there for like 40 minutes and just talk and stare at the boat.
Watch the
boat
boat
the whole time. So, yeah. This is real stupid, because there's a moment where she's like, goes back on the boat. She's like, all right, I got to get the flares out of the boat. She's looking in there and whatnot. And then she's like, where are the flares? Then dude goes,
are they in a giant yellow container that says flares?
Yeah. So, quote for quote, a thing that happens. And she goes, I was like, well, that's your fault. I don't feel bad for you. You could have got the flares. You knew you needed them. You saw someone shooting a flare on the fucking way over.
Flares should have already been in your mind.
I don't feel bad for anything that happens to her. Anyway, soon after, 2 douchebags on the opposition boat from 10 minutes ago show back up, and they're blasting rock music through a 2000 style boombox, which I'm sure wouldn't have been as loud as they're portraying it to be. That thing.
Yeah, they're like
a plastic piece of shit.
They're like holding up their walkie-talkie to it to make it come through the radio.
That was crazy. Oh yeah, because she was trying to talk to people.
She was trying to talk to him, and all she was getting was music.
Fucking, that was kind of funny. I forgot about that. So they're like, oh, so that's why we're getting fucked over here. I guess that's kind of why they ended up there too, in a way.
Yeah.
Well, I get because they were trying to call back, on the radio. Be like,
right.
Hey, what's going on with these flares?
Yeah.
Anything happening? Gotta go check it out. Whatever.
Hang on. The flares are in the water, and obviously you can't get in the water because you're afraid the crocodile could jump out at any time. But they still could have gotten to the flares in other ways, right? It was in like a plastic container, like it was probably waterproof.
Yes.
They could have gotten, like you said, a stick and just pulled it up to the shore. And sure, maybe the stick would get bit by the croc in the process. You just get the fuck out of there. Make sure you got a long stick. Yeah. But like you could have still kept going for the flares. I mean, I guess the flares wouldn't have ended up really helping their situation, but
they might have.
They definitely gave up on them pretty early.
They give up on any plan they have because all their plans are dumb, because the movie's dumb, because it's not written well, because Greg McLean is dumb. Have you seen The Darkness? He wrote down on a script, Kevin Bacon finds jars of puke under his daughter's bed.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
What are you talking? Like, that's sick. It's a sick bastard he is. So this is a brief moment where No Talent Brad number 2 has to swim to the small shore. Dramatic music plays. It's supposed to give us like a Jaws-like feeling where we're supposed to assume he gets crocked. Yeah. And this is because, like, it's this. I guess I don't know. I should have given context to that. His boat gets fucked over by a croc that attacks it. But I guess I feel like I didn't need to say that because anytime there's a boat in the water right now, of course it's going to get attacked by the crocodile.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
of course
how the movie works.
That's what any crocodile movie would be.
But yeah, when they're riding around on the boombox, it gets attacked by a crocodile. They're in the water. One dude, hillbilly dude that I was talking about earlier, he's gone. We're not going to find that out until No Talent Brad gets the water, because we just see him swimming, not the other dude at all. We never even really see the crocodile except for right after it hits the boat. Hits the boat and then it's just gone. He's swimming, dramatic music, and I was like, nothing's going to happen to him. He needs to be a plot point somehow.
Yeah.
And then the other guy's just gone. They're like, dun dun. And we see like his like dead like game birds floating in the water. What were they? Those emus?
He said they were ducks.
Those are baby emus.
He called them ducks. I would have said it was a goose.
I kind of thought it was a goose ducks too, but I'm just gonna say some kind of game bird.
Large game bird.
Big game bird.
Bigger than your average duck.
Yes. So yeah, I feel like they were really trying to do Jaws here, but
yeah,
I don't know.
They're being jawsy about it.
I think people were also saying The Shallow was the first good shark movie since Jaws. That's just stupid.
I think I've heard people say that, yeah.
That's just dumb. I don't know. Co-parter, I guess.
Sharknado.
At this point, honestly, I think I might give it to Sharknado after watching like enough shark movies.
Right?
Like, I don't know. Because I don't know what I would give it to. I would just say, no. Nothing
no.
Is the best. Nothing is the best fucking shark movie since Jaws. They all
The
suck.
answer's no.
Yeah. The no ifs, ands, or
What's the
buts.
best shark movie since Jaws?
No. No. So now that we fast forward to nighttime, which, by the way, I have no idea what happened over the past, 2 or 3 hours. There's a movie about them being like stranded on an island, and somehow they got to the night, and I don't know what they haven't. Well, by the time we get to the night, they haven't made any progress. So they've done. What have they done?
They haven't done anything
in the past couple hours.
But the tide's coming in.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Fuck the tide.
They just sat around talking about the tide coming in.
Whatever. So they've just been talking the whole time, basically. Is really
you know what I would have done, honestly? Those trees looked pretty strong. I would have just tried climbing one of those trees.
Like to avoid the tide?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Climb the tree, wait for the tide to go back down.
It's a long time holding on to a tree.
It's a long time. But, I mean, you might have been able. They do it in Jurassic Park. They camp up in the tree for a while.
That's true. If it has a good branch on it.
Yeah.
You know, you can lay on a branch maybe. I've done it before. I mean, the ants are a problem, but, you know. What? You're not worried about? Whatever. I'm worried about the bigger things in life.
Getting ants in your pants.
So, No Talent Brad number 2 has decided that the crocodiles have already most likely tagged them as food supply. Has decided that he's going to swim across the water because the crocodile is currently busy. So basically, he has the same exact plan that the other dude had, except now that No Talent Brad number 2, his name's Neil, says it. It's a good idea all of a sudden. Everyone's like, yeah, you know what? You're right. This works. So even though they lost their box of flares, they conveniently still have access to the thickest, longest rope on the planet.
Oh yeah,
a rope which allows them to cross the river. For a second, I thought they had like a whole fucking like a it's called, like a
zip line.
A zip line system. I was thinking bungee cord. I was like, what is going on in my brain? I thought they had like a whole zip line system with like, the rope like roller that they had.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on. They about
it's like some Batman Arkham City shit.
Telling me you fucking forgot about the flares, but you remembered your ziplining equipment? I was going to be so pissed, but I took it back.
Grappling hook.
I took it back though. I was like, all right, they're not zipping across. Like they're giant roping across. That's the thickest rope I've ever seen.
It's a good rope, man.
It's a good rope.
It's important to have
good
good rope.
That good?
I haven't had a need for rope that good, but I know people who have lived lives where you need rope that good.
What the fuck do you need that rope for?
If you do anything with boats, you usually need some good rope like that. And if you do anything with like horses, you need a good rope like that.
Wouldn't nylon be
or
better?
other livestock.
Kind of livestock.
Any large livestock.
Okay.
Sometimes you need some rope.
Well, I found out today that horses are worth a lot. Anyway.
Yeah, we did.
So, this is stupid. I don't even know like where to go with this. Okay, so they have this rope, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna go crawl across this," and that's not the stupid idea. Like that's pretty fine, I guess. Well, not after seeing how high this crocodile can jump.
Did you know that thoroughbred horse semen is the world's most expensive liquid?
Oh yeah. I've known that actually for a long time.
I forgot how much it was.
It's like hundreds of thousands, right?
A gallon is 4.7 mil.
That's went up.
Inflation, baby.
The price of horse semen is astronomical right now. I just don't know how I'm going to get by in these trying times. Wait, where do I get one of these horses? Dude, I'll jerk off a horse if I could sell it for that much. I'm not above that. I'm not above that.
Move to Kentucky, baby.
Dude, I will fucking...
That's where they raise the racehorses.
I will give that horse the best nut of its life for that money. What are we talking about? 4.7 million?
That's a gallon, though.
How many times do I have to jerk it off to get a gallon?
All right, let's find out.
How much? Well, I mean, this conversation is getting weird. But, like, they have giant penises. I mean, they probably have to be, like, busting loads, right? This is the crazy. Out of, like, all the conversations on horse soup, this might be the most astronomical. Talking about the sheer quantity and quality.
Ejaculates are around 80 milliliters.
Which is 80? Dude, you gotta like talk in like English.
80 milliliters of ejaculate in one go.
How much of a gallon is that?
Hang on.
How many milliliters in a gallon?
Milliliters in a gallon.
You said 80?
There's just under 4,000 milliliters in a gallon.
Just under 4,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, the easy math on that is just 4,000 divided by 80.
Yeah.
So, like, you got to jack him off 50 times.
So I was thinking, that's not that bad. That's not that bad.
You got to give him 50 of the best nuts of his life.
For 5 mil?
For $5 million.
I'd do it 1,000. What are we talking about? How fast can I... What kind of horse do I need?
Like a thoroughbred racehorse.
How much for that?
Okay, let's find out.
See, because that's the thing. Like, does this price offset? Like, can I literally just go buy a powerful horse and then just bust it up a bunch of times? And can I become a millionaire? How much do I have to invest into this horse nut? Dude, like, I don't know. This sounds like... Is this not like a loophole that everyone's doing?
Well, no, because the one that sold for 4.7 million, it's because they're proven champions. Well, they have to win.
Well, I'm saying if that's the high end, how much does the low end sell for?
True.
How much is the horse?
How much is a racehorse?
The good one. The one that nuts good.
A racehorse?
The one with the good jizz.
A racehorse that is... I don't... Okay, hang on. Let me find a better...
Look up how much is horse that nut good.
How much is a champion horse worth? 10 most expensive racehorses ever sold. Here we go.
Okay.
So like a champion horse.
Yeah.
So one that's been proven.
Give me, like the best nut.
Sure.
What do we got?
The low end is 8 million.
What?
The low end is $8 million.
Oh, so you're telling me to like double my investment? I got to jerk off this horse at least 100 times.
At least 100 times.
Well, not to double it, just to make my investment back.
To get it back, yeah. Let's go. That was the low end. Let me just check the high end real quick. I'm curious.
Oh, that was the low end?
That was the low end. High end, $64 million.
Oh, shit.
The most expensive racehorse ever sold, $64 million.
All right. How much horse do I need to buy to get like $100,000 out of its jizz?
Well, I think really you would buy the horse, a thoroughbred horse that's cost you any between $100K to $300K.
Okay.
And then you have to race that horse and hope that it wins a few races.
Wait, I got to put work into the horse?
Yeah.
No, I just want to like hang out.
It's an investment.
See, well, actually, no, I actually don't want to hang out with the horse because now I think about like I would want to be like, okay, this could just be my pet, but if I'm jerking this thing off, I can't look at that horse as a, you know what I mean?
Also,
That's
you
a
don't
conflict of
you don't
interest.
have to own the horse. You could just be the jerker offer for someone else.
Wait, now I just have to be the guy jerking off a horse?
Amazon's talking downstairs.
No, the fact that Alexa's talking and like hearing me talk about jerking
Horse
off
jizz.
a horse is a real problem. Bezos, please.
You got to get back on topic. This is supposed to be a no-edit episode.
Oh shit. Well, I'm not editing that, but wait, this was I completely forgot that we were doing a movie episode for a second, if I'm being honest. Okay, yeah, let me get back to are we at the flares?
Yeah.
No, we're past the flare. We're at the rope.
We're at the rope.
We're at the rope. Okay, so we have
We're mad about the rope.
Who
That's
did
what
they
you're
put on
mad
the
about.
rope first, James. Are you fucking kidding me? They said, all right, we're going to all go across this river on a rope. I'm going to put the person whose husband just got ate on the rope. That's the first one on the rope. Even though you just watch your husband, or you didn't watch it, none of us watched it. Even though she's been wandering around going, honey, honey, even like 15 minutes after he's already dead, hours later, really. She's freaking out. She's like pure psychotic at this point. Not psychotic.
Yeah. She's petrified.
She's gone, is what I'm saying. Like, she's gone. And you're putting her on the rope.
First one. Leading the pack.
So she's walking across this rope, and she gets halfway through, and she just starts crying. She's like, nope. She puts like her, when she brought her elbows up to the rope, I was like, it's done. It's over. You all got to just realize that
she's not moving.
You're all dead. She's not going anywhere. You're either dropping the rope and letting her go in the water, and you're fucking Indiana Jones in that shit back across and redoing it, or it's done. But what they proceed to do was, the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Basically just wait.
No. Well, they do that for a second. You don't remember what happens?
I remember what happens.
Remember how the rope goes to hell? Go ahead. Tell me.
How does the rope go to hell?
What do you mean? They add more to the rope.
Well, yeah, there's 3 people on the rope, right?
Well, that didn't happen. Yeah, at first she's just sitting there. It's the one, and then it's the family. The one, it's the wife.
Yeah.
And then the kid, the husband. He's off this fucking rocker, dude. And this guy goes, "Oh, you know what? She's not going across. I'm going to go across." What is your plan? You're going to get to it where she's sitting there, and you're going to yell at her more?
Just knock her off.
He didn't do that. He didn't try to. He also put his daughter in front of him.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, me and my, what's she, like maybe 11 or something?
Yeah, 11,
my,
12,
like 10,
yeah.
11, 12-year-old daughter. I feel like she's even younger, like younger than 12, because like, I don't know, she just seemed like really naive and just like so scared that maybe that did it too.
I need to pretend like she's older because that
she wasn't,
fucking
dude.
Photographer was really weird with her in the boat.
Oh, yeah. I don't explain that either. I think he's just some random weirdo.
Yeah. I didn't like that guy.
It was a little odd, but I guess nothing happened.
Nothing actually happened. He was just weird.
Odd energy. But yeah, this guy fucking puts her in front of him, tells her to start crawling on the goddamn rope. She's freaking out. This other chick in front of her is freaking out. He's yelling at both of them. He's just like, fucking go! Move!
Yeah.
Move!
Isn't
move.
that what every dad does?
And also, like, how stupid is this guy? He didn't think in his head that the rope was going to snap or the fucking tree was going to break or anything like that. And everyone's screaming at him. They're like, hey, the tree's actively breaking. The rope, we could see it snapping right now. It's all going down.
I was a little surprised that the tree broke. It's a sturdy tree, man.
I mean, dude, there's so many people on it though.
I don't know. It's strong
No,
trees.
I think the tree might have been a little bit
Strong trees.
off, but I don't know if the rope just wasn't going, and the pressure is just continually pulling on that tree. I don't know. You're probably right. The tree probably couldn't win, but actually, it is
realistically,
I don't. Be pretty moist and kind of.
I don't know if I really buy this whole fucking everyone's gonna shimmy across the rope plan anyway.
No.
Like, how the fuck? I'm just saying, if I was in that position, I can't do that. Like, physically with my body, I can't do that.
I was thinking about it, and I don't think I could do that. At least not in like a fair amount of time that a crocodile's not going to kill me.
Right? Like, this is a nonsense plan.
I was thinking about it, though, and I'm going to do it one better. I'd crawl up to it, and I'd swing myself around like the alpha male that I am, and I'd get right to the top, and I would walk across it on my tiptoes and like my fingernails. Yeah.
Like a slack line.
I actually prepared for that moment in the past, and I grew out my fingernails long enough so that I could actually travel across a rope, a tight rope, or any type of rope, through my fingernails. Understood. Just by balancing by the tip of them.
Yeah, that makes sense, man.
So I would go right across, and I'd be fine being...
So I couldn't do it, and I don't think Russell can do it. So I don't know what the plan is here.
Being a Ferrari owner, I would do it. Anyway.
Like, maybe Mick Taylor could do it, but Russell can't do it.
I don't believe Mick Taylor could do it for a second.
I don't think Mick Taylor could do it either. That's what I'm saying. That's the Russell's not getting across that way.
We actually never even mentioned that Mick Taylor is on this boat because his wife died. He pulls up and he like has 2 tickets, and Rod Mitchell's like, "Oh, you got 2 tickets." He's like, just me." And he seems like kind of sad. Seems like his date just didn't show up or something like that.
Oh,
but then later
he pours out an urn.
He pulls out an entire urn out of his pocket, by the way.
Yeah,
a giant urn. Pulls it out of his pocket.
I did think that whole thing was like pretty comical. Big. It was like a video. It was like a character with a video game inventory.
The urn was like from this fucking 60s.
He just opened his inventory and it popped out.
I don't think he didn't walk on the boat with a bag or anything, did he?
No, and I was just thinking like I understand even just like the idea of like scattering someone's ashes, and like I kind of respect that, and like that's cool or whatever. Even that, like maybe that was a special place to them when she was alive or some shit. Maybe some people have different lives.
If I die and you fucking spread my ashes when you're on a tour boat anywhere, I will haunt you for the rest of my fucking life for even considering it.
All of it I'm tracking with, but physically bringing the entire actual urn, like usually inside the urn, the ashes are in like a plastic bag. Like you can just take the plastic bag and like dump that out. You didn't have to bring the whole fucking urn.
So I've never spread full ashes because like I want the ashes,
Right.
Like some of them, and what I did is I put it in like a bag, and then like I spread them. Like
Lottie, you didn't take the urn.
No.
Dump a little bit out.
That's the most insane thing. And maybe I can see that happening in like certain scenarios, where you might have more easy access to an urn that's not in your pocket.
Pocket urn.
Guys, I need to express this. It's not small.
It's huge.
And then, like that one couple's like daughter, the kid.
Yeah, the 12-year-old, 10-year-old, whatever.
She's just like, she's like, looks like someone's dead.
I understand.
None of any of that ever comes back. It's not like an emotional moment, anything where at one point like Mick Taylor
they have a connection later or something. Like
my mom died. Like it's the thing where like I guess there is one like little thing, and it's that her mom is dying.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. Like her mom apparently has like a year left to live. Yeah. But like none of that matters either. Like I don't give a shit about any of it, because the only time that really comes is at one point where like the mom's like, what are you talking about? You don't want to let your dog get murdered? You should let your dog get murdered because I only have 1 year left on this planet. And I was like, I really don't give a fuck about you. You have 1 year left on this planet and you want to spend it murdering dogs?
You only got a year left? You go in.
Yeah.
You openly admitted you only have a year left. You're the first on the list, bud.
You're talking about saving your daughter, then you fucking do it. You're talking about, no, I have to do this because I need to save someone I love while actively telling someone else to murder something that they love.
Yeah.
Someone that they like, what the fuck you. I don't give a fuck if you're dying from some disease or whatever.
You know the best thing about Australian movies?
Asshole. What?
Border collies. They always showing up.
Yeah. But also, fuck Greg McLean, because didn't he kill a dog in another movie too?
He
did, right? He's just was it Wolf Creek?
Yeah, the first Wolf Creek, he kills a dog.
Dude, he's just killing dogs. Like, was it also a border collie again?
I don't think it was a border collie.
I can't remember what it was, but
they do keep popping up in Australian movies.
He really has a thing for killing animals. I wonder if there was one in the darkness too. It's been so long. I really
because
remember,
he
like,
wants to make a nature documentary.
Yeah, I don't know. It's annoying, but anyway, what part exactly were we at? The rope shit. Yeah, so the rope snaps, and then they're like all in the water, swimming back. They all get back.
No one gets eaten.
That's the scene. They all fall in the water, and they just all swim back.
See?
So
you never know.
So that's, I don't know. That's cool, right?
See? We thought something was going to happen. It didn't. You never know.
But something did happen, because you know what's great? The dumbass who had the great plan to snap the rope, he decides to stand at the edge of the water, exactly where the other guy did. Exactly where the other dude was standing when he got attacked by a crocodile. So somehow, this crocodile at least kind of like walked up to the edge, you know? So yeah. Maybe that happened last time. But they made it sounded like he jumped out of the water. So that's why I'm like real pissed about that first scene.
Yeah, no, this one very slowly is like
I guess
scooching on the ground.
Maybe I'm just having a placebo, because I know they did do that like kind of slow thing on the first scene too, but I feel like at one point there was like a splash loud enough that I was like, I don't know, I feel like he jumped a bit, and that's absurd.
Oh man, his tail.
But yeah, he stands at the fucking edge, and then this croc walks up, grabs the dude by his leg, and then like flings him off in the water. Which I will say, his body flying through the air was really funny. That was really funny, and I did like that for like a brief moment. I was like, okay, if you keep doing this for the rest of this,
that part
I'm
was
still
great.
gonna hate this, but I'll like it a little more. They didn't do anything like that for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, nothing was nearly that fun.
But that was a little fun. And then that's where he's like chomping on the leg we were talking about earlier. You hear it for a while, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes over and he kills the dude so fast. Like, he's sitting in the water just like, kind of like, he's just like fucking flapping in there. He's like, help. Ah. And then everyone's like, Dad. Well, I guess two people. One person is like, Dad. Daddy. And one person's like, husband. The rest of them are like, oh, it's like an anime
Guy.
You know, I have an uncle named Guy.
Oh, really?
I just think it's so funny.
That is funny.
Like,
I have an aunt named Gay.
I have like it's Gay something. It's not like Gaylord Fokker, you know, but it's like Gaylita or some shit like that. Like, I have like a name like Gaylita or something like that. I was like, that's funny.
Her name's literally Gaye. Like, damn.
It'd be funnier if it wasn't, though. But yeah, Guy. Can you imagine just naming your kid Guy?
Guy. Hey, Guy. I feel like you just don't know a name, right? You didn't know what name to think of. You're like, oh, I'll just call him Guy.
Guy. You're like, it's a placeholder. It just never got placed.
Never got held.
Was a child? Wow. Hey, Guy, if you're listening, you're doing great.
Hey, Uncle Guy.
You're doing great. Uncle Guy? I just called him Guy, you know, but like...
It's like Uncle Man.
It almost seems like someone named Guy would be like a white person too, and that's on my Mexican side of the family. Like, oh fuck. Okay. Anyway, I don't even know where we are now. We were doing so good at not like going off topic for a while. So yeah, after he eats his leg and throws him in the middle of the river, we see the croc's pretty big.
Big croc.
Large croc, very big croc. And I will say he looks good, you know.
It does look good.
It's a good looking crocodile. That's the one thing that I could give this movie.
I love the way it looks.
I'm not mad at that. But he sends the dude to hell.
He's schmexy.
After some time has passed, by the way, kill 2, right?
Dose.
Kill 2. After some time has passed, Pete has decided that the croc is an animal. Like, he says that out loud.
It's an animal.
I'm so serious. He says, well, guys, you realize that it's an animal, right? Thanks, Pete.
He's like, I'm not trying to be insensitive here, but it is an animal.
Thanks so much, Pete. None of us had realized that before. And then he goes, well, we can reel in the animal with this giant anchor hook we have.
We can trap it.
And then they turn the real scumbags when, there's when they look around and then that one fucking asshole's dying is like, well, Kate, let's use your dog as bait.
Let's use the perfectly fine, breathing, not injured dog as bait.
What the fuck are you talking about?
We can't find anything else.
Like I said, I want to use her as bait.
There's also bits of human everywhere, is there not? Can we...
Are you kidding me?
Can we not be insensitive enough to be like, I'm just going to grab this dude's hand and stick it on the fucking...
Throw your fucking dead husband in there as bait.
Like, who gives a shit, right?
Are you kidding me? And again...
Before we suggest using live bait...
Yeah. And again...
Because what was she going to do? Was she going to kill the dog and then use it as bait? Was she just going to stab the dog while it was still alive? What the fuck was her plan?
Just a real scumbag. Like, I can't imagine, like, knowing that you're dying in a year and just being that cynical. You're like, yeah, let's murder this dog.
Fucking wild, man.
You know what? Like, again, you go in there as bait.
Yeah.
You're dying in a year. Fuck off. I hate her so much. But as it turns out, one of the douchebags from earlier had the dead game birds.
Yeah, went back and got the geeses.
So they picked those up because those just happened to be floating in the water right next to them. The flares, all the way down the river.
Their whole boat got sent to hell.
In the middle of the fucking river.
In the middle. But the geese are just right at the shore.
Yeah. But everything else you conveniently can't get anywhere near. Cool. And this is hours and hours later. So they make another rope pulley system, and this time they attach the rope to a rock for security. And the bait seems to have worked pretty decent, so everyone hops in the water while the croc is distracted. Everyone gets across, but the funniest was easily the mother, who was being swum across by another person and has just this blank, emotionless face. Like, she's just laying there.
Just dead. Just froze.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. You imagine swimming, holding someone, and they're just not helping you whatsoever, and they're just, like, were you not just suggesting... Oh, wait, no. This is the other one that lost her husband, right? This isn't the one with the daughter. That's
right.
The other
not the one that's dying.
The one that was freaking out on the rope,
yeah.
right? Okay,
the one that's catatonic most of the movie.
I was going to say, I thought it was the other one for a second, but I was remembering it wrong. I was going to be so pissed. Like, you're screaming like, hey, use a dog as bait, and then you're like,
and then you just go dead weight.
Go limp. Like, I'd be so pissed. So I would be swimming with her, and I would just let go. Be like, oh, that's crazy. So everyone seems to get across fine, except for Kate, who's still in the water when the croc gets loose from the trap. And we physically see Kate get grabbed and death rolled by the croc underwater.
Yeah.
And then Pete, he like jumps in the water and like is trying to save her. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Punch the crocodile?
Yep.
What was he literally like? Even if he got to her and she was there still, what was his plan?
There is no plan.
He's gonna pull her away from
There's
the croc
nothing you
as he's
can
death
do.
rolling her?
Yeah, there's nothing. You need to go. You need to get out.
Death rolls are horrifying.
It's so scary, man.
You seen like all the like legit videos of that? Like,
yeah.
Oh my god. Have you seen videos of like people actually losing their arms and shit to death rolls? Crazy.
It's crazy shit, man.
Crazy. I remember I saw like one video from like a year or two
world.
ago where some girl got grabbed by I think it was probably an alligator because it was like way smaller. But went to like death roll her and she was smart as hell. She rolled with it.
Oh.
And that was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. I was like, that was crazy.
Damn.
And she got she walked off with her arm still.
Holy shit.
But yeah, I feel like most other alligator and crocodile videos I've seen with that, you see an arm just
it's gone.
Boom, just done. Arm or leg or anything. Crazy. So yeah, she gets death rolled underwater and it's just like, yeah, okay, well, guess Kate's gone now.
Yeah, Kate's done.
Flashlight floats to the surface, all that fun stuff. At this point, I had even less of a reason to continue watching because I was like, well, Rod Mitchell's gone now.
That was the best part of the movie.
And also, okay, I want to say, right before Rod Mitchell crosses, when everyone else is on the other side after they swim over, this is what I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We're never going to see the group again until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
After right now. They're on the other side. Right before she starts swimming and gets attacked by the crocodile, she looks over and then like, one of they like argue or something. I think one of them gets pissed off. I think it's the one who's gonna die soon, or maybe the one who it's one of the wives who lost a husband. They get like kind of pissed off. They run off. They start running away, and then one of them goes, "Oh, I'm gonna chase after you." And then Rod Mitchell's like, "Hey guys, stop it!" And the entire crowd follows them, and they just leave. like 11 people or something, like 9 people, I don't know, something like that. They all just walk off because one person like started like having a panic attack and like ran away because of like some argument.
But so they get to the other side.
Yeah.
And then like at the end and like they didn't walk very far when we see like the rescue choppers and shit. Oh, no. Like so we're just stuck with Peter.
Yeah, I think the other ones
they're fine.
They kind of just sit somewhere for the rest
of
the time.
And they don't care about Peter.
No, and we don't follow any of their story. We don't see any of them ever again. That story is done for 80% of the cast. 80% of the people that we have been following this entire movie. In a movie about trying to see how all of these people get away from this crocodile, probably near 10 people just walk away.
You know what?
Leave.
Another Greg McLean-ism.
Like, what are we talking about?
Not too different from how Wolf Creek has a main character, then it switches to a different main character, and then it switches to another main character that we saw at the very beginning.
And also, how like a bunch of characters will not be able to get past one thing, but then another character will just walk past the same exact scenario and just be fine. Except this time he was like, well, what if 10 people did that? Are you fucking kidding me? So yeah, now I have to follow Pete around. And I never cared for Pete in the first place. I hated this guy from the second he was on screen.
Yeah, why is he the hero? Why isn't Kate the hero of the movie?
And this is Pete's the writer guy that we've been talking about.
Yeah, the Chicago writer, whatever the fuck.
I don't care about him.
Yeah.
He sucked from the beginning. Like, he was never interesting.
But he's literally the hero.
So he's, I don't know, he lost the whole tour group. He walks off trying to find them. Somehow, and he can't find them. That's another thing.
Yeah.
He's like kind of trying to find them, and he can't. And he somehow loses Kate's dog in the process because he's still hanging out with the dog, Kevin. Kevin's cool. And then he ends up in a water cave just somehow. Like, I don't know how he lost Kevin either, but he loses a tour group.
Yeah.
Even though they walked away seconds before he got across the river.
It's because he's an out-of-town tourist and he can't survive in the Australian outback.
Yep. So he loses them. He loses Kevin. He finds Kevin in some water cave, and then he's like, holy shit, I'm in the secret lair of the crocodile. This was so crazy.
Again, kind of like the lair in Texas Chainsaw 2, but for a crocodile.
For a crocodile. I mean, he has his kills sitting around. It's like Wolf Creek's lair, too. It's
right.
Taylor's lair, where he just has like his trophies sitting around and everything. The crocodile has trophies sitting around his fucking lair, dude.
It makes so much sense.
What are we even talking about? All right, so he walks in, he finds Kevin, he's like, Kevin, what are you doing, you dick? And then Kevin's just barking, he won't move, and he's like, well, let me just walk over to where you are, Kevin. He's like, oh my God, Kate.
There is just like a good solid 15 minutes where he's just chasing a dog.
Yes. A long time. A very long time. And then when he comes back, we're supposed to believe Kate survived this. Kate survived what we saw just happen, like her get absolutely mauled underwater.
No way.
And the gashes that are all over her? Oh my, you're telling me she's not dead? No, I don't believe that for a second. She's messed up.
Oh, she's done.
She's real messed up. And then he like, checks her pulse and it's like, great, Kate's alive, And somehow the crocodile also, like, I mean, he took a few other bodies back to his lair, I guess. It was that one hillbilly from earlier.
Yeah.
He took Kate over there. That's cool.
Do crocodiles do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe. I honestly don't know enough about crocodiles. Maybe they do.
All right.
I know Jason did that in the Friday the 13th remake.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I liken it to that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Kate's still breathing because fucking plot armor. So right after Pete finds Kevin, the movie finds a way to continue to piss me off because Kevin runs off, makes a yelping noise, which is the standard signifying noise of a dog dying in a horror movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, after all that shit, got to kill Kevin anyway.
Yep.
Got to talk about like sacrificing Kevin this whole time, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, you couldn't let him live, could you? You couldn't let him live, Greg.
You let Kate have plot armor. Why couldn't Kevin have plot armor?
For real, dude. You kidding me? I don't know. Anyway, after the yelp, Pete realized that he isn't alone in this water cave that he's in because crocodile. So at this point, Pete versus Croc, and he's holding on to Kate like the whole time he's fighting the crocodile.
You can't do that?
Yeah, I would love to just hold someone's fucking dead weight while I'm fighting a giant crocodile. That's a great idea.
A crocodile that's easily like
9 times the size of him.
I was gonna say how this thing's huge.
So big. I mean, we get a perspective shot of it like laying down.
It's like fighting a car.
It's not like fighting a car. It's like fighting 3 semis. It's crazy. So at this point, there's 15 minutes left in the movie's credit, or 15 minutes left including the movie's credits.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, like, okay, you might beat this crocodile, but how are you going to get out? And where the fuck are the rest of the people? How are you going to tie any of this together?
Oh, he does.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. The final fight consists of Pete holding a giant stick, pointing the stick at the croc,
Good
and
stick.
essentially calling the croc a bitch.
Good stick.
And the croc breaks his stick. They start fist fighting. He's fist fighting a crocodile, which I will say, that's kind of funny. Croczilla ends up biting half of Pete's hand off. And in response, he grabs some kind of like cave rock and then stabs him in the eye with it.
Good cave rock.
This buys Pete a couple of minutes, but really not like a lot of time. Not a lot of time. Because now the croc is trying to get Kate's unconscious body, who he like threw in a corner somewhere.
Yeah. Because once he tags a food source, he never forgets about it.
Yes, that's a thing they say. So Pete doesn't get to rest for too long because now he has to get the croc's attention. And he does get its attention. He gets the thing to leap after him after he holds the giant broken stick from earlier. And he like jams the stick between the rock and the ground. So, because, I don't know, I think he messed up his leg too because he's kind of limping around.
Right.
And then the croc leaps, and then he gets a large pointy stick jammed to its forehead, killing the croc almost immediately.
Really good stick.
Good stick. Now, when the croc leaped, he like opened its mouth real big, so its mouth is around Pete and around the rock. And I don't know. He's fine.
I mean, it's the classic. Isn't that fucking Peter Pan where the crocodile opens its mouth and they stick a stick in it? Like,
yeah.
It's basically the same
Hook,
shit.
though. Captain Hook was cool. He would never let this happen. Or he would. So that's the end of the movie, really. I mean, like, we have no clue what the rest of the group had gone through over the last 2 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
We just see them sitting on some shore with a rescue crew after Pete carries Kate through the water toward the rescue crew. I don't know how the rescue crew found them.
No idea. She said that eventually my dad will notice I'm gone and they'll send a crew out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They seem to find him pretty quick.
Yeah,
for a bunch of people that had no flair.
Didn't seem like that much of an issue, really.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest. So they play some somber music, and then Kate gives thanks to Pete as she gets airlifted to the hospital. That's it. Oh, and then Pete's picture gets put up at the bar.
Yeah. Tourist slays killer croc.
Yeah, like right now, because he made a whole comment in the beginning of the movie where he was like, picture's real cute on the bar. And it's like, a kid that got murdered by a crocodile.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, ha, 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 make you think twice about going in the water. And now he's on the wall.
Yeah. But he survived.
Cool. I don't even remember what the 4 kills are now that I'm really thinking about it.
That's only 2.
No, 2
No,
others
we did get 3.
Name them again, because...
Oh, and 4 the dog.
No, but there's 4 humans that died.
There are 4 humans?
Yeah, because I think I counted Rod Mitchell and I had to take it back because
she's not actually died. She's not actually died.
Okay, so that one hillbilly guy, both the dudes on the boat died.
Yes.
Oh, and both the husbands. So yeah,
and
4.
both husbands.
Okay, yeah. So both husbands and both dudes on the boat.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Both boat dudes.
So yeah, 4 people died.
Yeah.
That's it. One of them.
It's kind of lame.
All right, the first one. The first kill, I mean, we didn't see. We saw a crocodile slither away after he got ate.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, we didn't see. He died in the water. The third one,
we saw him.
Or I guess
thrown.
The first one
right?
was the one that died in the water, right? And then the second one was with a croc.
Yeah.
Okay, so both those we didn't see. Third one, he got thrown back.
That's the only good kill.
Leg, yeah. And the fourth one was the other husband, and wait, no. One of the husbands got 8. One of them with that. Oh yeah, because we never even mentioned No Talent Brad dying. We just went right over it. I forgot to even talk about it because it didn't matter. He was on the other side of the rope,
Right.
When they were doing the whole
when the
like,
thing
rope
broke.
tree thing.
Yeah.
And then he kind of just like dropped his flashlight.
And he just gets like snatched from behind.
Yeah, he looked down to like grab it, and then he just dies too. We don't see that either.
We just
see
anything.
his flashlight fall, and then there's like some blood on it. We don't see 3 of the kills in the one kill. Like I said, happens so
There's one good kill and one good death roll, which isn't even a kill.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say the kill was good. I would say when the crocodile threw him in the air,
that was the good part.
But the actual like climax and everything else about didn't care.
Yeah,
he was chomping on his leg while everyone else was like, which ruined the scene for me for probably like a minute and a half. And then he finally went and finished him off. Yeah, while the dude's just screaming in the corner, just going, So yeah, no, this is terrible.
It's pretty rough.
This is fucking shit. You're telling me this is a creature feature about crocodiles and I don't even see any of the kills?
Yeah.
And you spend $25 million to show me this fucking crocodile? No, half a star. I don't recommend this in half a star easily. This is fucking terrible. This is so bad.
I do not recommend it. I still give it 2 stars.
You're not going lower?
No, it's
Come
not.
on, man. You don't even see the kills.
But I still had fun.
Doesn't do anything a real crocodile wouldn't do.
But he's a dinosaur.
They're in real life. We have those.
I know, man. It's cool.
Do you want to go to a fucking zoo tomorrow?
Yes.
You can see this movie at a goddamn zoo.
I'd love to.
Go watch the Animal Channel.
Let's do it.
Fucking Animal Planet. Whatever. Animal Channel sounds so goofy. Animal Channel.
Animal Channel.
You don't want to give this like a 1?
No, man. I'm happy. I'm happy with the 2. I'm happy with the 2.
Yeah,
I do like some of the cinematography, and I do like the croc looks good, and I do like that kill.
I might have given this more if I didn't know they spent $25 million on it. That really makes me mad.
I didn't think that it was more than 10.
That's the thing. I thought like 5, 10 max.
Yeah.
$25 million. Like that's
wild.
That's aggravating. It's really aggravating. I know it's not my money. Who gives a shit? You want to lose $20 million? That's on you. But I just think that's real dumb. It's a real bad way to invest your money.
Yeah.
The producer should be ashamed, and you deserve to lose that money. This sucks. This is fucking terrible. Greg McLean, you're a terrible filmmaker. If you're listening, I love you.
You should make nature documentaries, bro.
You should. I think
You'd be really good at it.
Like,
you'd be really good at it. You should just do that.
I wouldn't be mad at that. And now where these dicks are just like, stop doing what you love. But really, stop doing what you love.
No, I don't think that's true.
No,
I think I'm trying to encourage. I think that's what he loves, man.
And he
like
doesn't want to admit it.
Chase what you really love. It's okay if it's nerdy, man. It's fine. I don't care.
He just doesn't want to admit that.
You could be a great nature documentarian.
Greg, I'm proud of you, but not for these things that you've put out into the horror universe. I really hope that the Belko experiment is good, just so I could say that like you're not a complete hack.
I can say it's nothing like these movies.
Okay.
Because it all takes place in like an office building, so there's no like.
How does he do that?
I don't know, man. Now it's been a while since I've seen it.
You're telling me there isn't a single crocodile or kangaroo in it?
There's not a single like big open desert.
It doesn't end with an old man walking through the fucking sun.
Yeah.
Okay, well, no boobs in this.
No boobs.
Kills. Wouldn't recommend. James rated too high. I rated it just right. Fuck, marry, kill is a huge crock, Mr. Crocker, and me.
Who's Mr. Crocker?
From Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh. Okay, now I gotta think. Well, I'll kill the croc because I can't get around that. Croc's dying.
I would go a different route.
Really?
Fuck Mr. Crocker. That dude's an op for sure. That dude's the biggest snitch I've ever met. Fuck him.
I mean, yeah, I'll fuck Mr. Crocker and I'll marry you.
Okay. And you gonna fuck that? I know he smells like.
It'd be weird.
Nah, I know he smells like
prunes, maybe
mayonnaise-ish or like. Oh, it's that nerd smell.
Yeah.
Like fresh nerd that you gotta mow down in the morning, dude.
Ew.
I'm an alpha male. Remember when I got called an alpha male?
I do remember when you got called an alpha male.
Dude, I'm fucking buff, dude.
You are. Look at him go.
Wait, look at this, guys. Oh. You guys came here for the fucking gun show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got it. We get the picture.
Dude, I'm gonna rip my sleeves off.
Folks who aren't watching, you really should watch for that part. You should really watch that part.
Yeah, dude, I'm buff. Dude, I couldn't find a single funny review of this movie.
Oh, man, that sucks.
There's nothing funny to say about it.
It's true.
Where are the jokes?
Yeah, there are no jokes.
Hey, guys, you ever seen a big crocodile?
Hey, guys, you ever seen someone have a great female lead that they just totally waste by not letting her do anything?
Hey, guys, you ever seen someone hate their life watching a movie? Quotations, me. Yeah, it's the end of the show. So thanks, guys. We thank you. Rate the show if you enjoy us. Review the show. It really does help a lot. We do appreciate it. And if you do review, whether it's a good or a bad review, I really don't care. Give us a fucking 1 star and I'll read it on the show. We'll read the reviews on the show. We'll get to them eventually, really. We don't read them every episode, but, we'll be reading them. Just keep. That's an incentive to just listen to all the episodes.
Pop them in.
Because then eventually you'll hear us reading your review or someone else's. So listen to all the episodes. Listen to them while you sleep, actually. Just start playing all the episodes. Just keep it on autoplay. Just play all the episodes while you sleep.
It's probably bad for your mental health.
No. Not if you want to be just like me. Look at me, guys.
If you want to be just like this alpha male specimen.
I'm a glowing example of mental health. Thanks, guys. But yeah, rate the show, review the show. We appreciate it a lot. Tell a friend about the show. That really is just what helps the most. Spread it around. The more people listen to the show, the better. And maybe one day we'll be able to fucking, I don't know, give how much money you want to give to your grandkids?
My grandkids?
Yeah.
I don't know, $10,
Maybe one day we can give $10 to James' grandkid.
Yeah.
I had to think about, because I was like, well, I'm not gonna have grandkids.
I don't think I am either, to be honest.
No, you don't know that yet. Jonah's 10?
I know he's pretty adamant.
I know, dude. You know how adamant I was about having a kid when I was younger? I was like, of course, my whole life is about.
I made a joke about it the other day about me being a grandpa someday. He's like, you're not gonna be a grandpa.
James, trust me, things change. My whole life was centered around. I was like, if you met me years ago, you'd be like, what? I was literally like, no, I'm gonna get married and have a kid, and that's my whole life. Guys, if you know me now, come on, let's be so real. Anyway, live show again Thursday, June 22nd. It's in 4 days from the time of release of this show. Watching Rectuma at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To join the live show, you have to be on patreon.com/horrorsoup in the digital live show tier. It is $10 a month. You don't have to be there multiple months if you don't want to. If you just want to be there one live show is perfectly fine. $10 in the digital live show tier, and then you just look for the Patreon post for people that aren't aware, they don't know yet. You look for the Patreon post, and then you go, well, you just click the link, really. I was trying to over-explain it, but I was really, you just click the link, and it pretty much guides you through it. Yeah. You go to a thing called Crowdcast where the live show takes place on, and it's just hey, write in a name. You don't even have to
helps you link your account.
Yeah, you don't even have to make an account or anything like that, really. You just got to put your name in. It's just make sure that you're on the Patreon thing, sort of check your Patreon or whatever, make you log in to Patreon maybe, if you're not already. And then, it'll email you when the live show's starting, I think a couple hours before or something, and then at the time it starts. But yeah, we do those monthly, so be there for the live shows. Beside that, on Patreon, we're posting full-length bonus movie episodes. There's a new one at the first Tuesday of every single month. There will be a full-length bonus episode, just like these ones. Talk about them just the same as we would really any other episode. There are polls. We talked about those in the beginning of the episode. There are early access episodes. Sometimes there was last week.
Yeah,
it was last week. So I got that. So
I saw that one.
It's starting. It's gonna happen. We're getting there. Right now we're just recording in a terrible way. We're recording backup episodes, and we have some right now.
Yeah,
but they're all over the place.
Yeah.
So once they're consistent together, then early access is gonna be a little easier. Trailers. Watch trailers of every episode. Tales from the Crypt episodes. We watch those. We talk about Twilight Zone episodes, just like we talk about these movies. Movie commentaries, and a bunch more stuff. That's all on patreon.com/horrorsoup. You can find us on social media on Instagram at horrorsoup. Twitter is at horrorsoupsucks. I wouldn't go there if you want actual podcast updates or really any at all. I don't really go on there.
Twitter sucks.
TikTok, my new TikTok is at I Like Thrillers. James is at Night Shift Video. Tough Guy is at Tough Guy Horror Soup. Letterboxd, I'm at Horror Soup Caleb. James is at Night Shift Video. Tough Guy is at Vibes_Cleveland. And listen to my other show. It's called Scream. It's another horror movie podcast that I do with Ash and Elena. And the newest episode is pretty much just a Horror Soup takeover. All of us covering Microwave Massacre, which might be... I fucking love that movie so much. Microwave. Thank you to Ross Lee. Thank you to the Mutant Members Only Club. Look them up. They're awesome. And I don't know, whatever you want to say, James.
Yeah. Love you guys.